Hey, what's going on? Zach D Productions here. So, this is going to be more of a chill stream. I don't think it's going to be about anything specific, but if anyone wants to join the panel, you're more than welcome. I just have to know you and I'll have to send the link to you. Hey, what's up, Dylan Newman? How's it going? J Dog, how's it going? J Dog, you're welcome to have the panel or the StreamYard link. Hey, what's going on, Sonia? Hey, what's going on, Cole Warner? But yeah, today I'm I'm a bit at a crossroad to be honest because um I did finally hear back from a job, but then there's another place that called back and I'm like, what is it do I want to do? I mean, I guess what I could do is just work at one place, see how that goes. If I don't like it, then I'll go to the other place. I mean, that could be the route that I take. We'll see. Hey, what's going on? Regular start reactions. Hello, Andrew Bebe. How's it going? Looks like you're getting used to StreamYards. Yeah, for the most part. Did Family Dollar hire? Don't work there. Yeah. Oh no, no, I didn't. I'm not working there. Don't worry, Andrew. Yeah, I don't know what Brian's gonna do um if them closing really is the case. Like if that really does end up happening, I'm not entirely sure. Hey, what's up, Max Palmer? But yeah, if anyone wants the link, just feel free to let me know. To get to this, Cole, I don't understand why some people still listen to the stupid website Rotten Tomatoes and see instead of seeing the movie for themselves. Oh wow, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is kind of woke. You got into a new band recently, Max? Oh, cool. Which band? Send Brian Apsher the link. I don't think so. Hello, Junebug. Junebug, you're welcome to have the StreamYard link. Oh, Whitechapel. Cool. I've heard of them. Oh god, not that idiot. Yeah, it's funny because I haven't heard from Apsher in a long time. Oh, you want the link, J Dog? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I should probably send Andrew the link as well. Okay, so I'll send it to you, J Dog, and Andrew. Starting now. All right, the links are sent out. Hey, Zach, didn't know you were live streaming. Yeah, I thought I'd stream for a little bit. They balance hard rock and deathcore really well, and even the band's grungier songs are good too. Cool. Who's hyped for Godzilla X Kong? I'm looking forward to it. For me, I've noticed that I seem to get more excited for it as time goes on. Because when it first, like, I don't know, like maybe a couple of months ago, I wasn't that excited for it, but like as time progresses, I've noticed, you know what, I'm actually looking forward to this one. I think it could be quite good. Apparently, Mothra is confirmed to be in it too, so that's pretty exciting. You want a new Whitechapel album? All right, let's get Junebug Films in here.
Hello.
Hey, Junebug Films.
Hello.
Good to hear from you. You as well, Kyle Keith Productions. Hey, what's up, Prison Meddler?
So, yeah, if I hello, J Dog.
Yeah, J Dog's here. Back in the late 90s, there was a canceled Hulk movie that would have been directed by Jonathan Hensleigh, who eventually directed The Punisher 2004. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, The Punisher is a good movie. What's up, Prison Meddler? What's up, Dylan?
And Thomas Jane is probably still the best Punisher.
Yeah. I liked Dolph Lundgren's Punisher too, though.
I would say that Dolph Lundgren is the best Punisher movie, but Thomas Jane is the best Punisher.
That's fair. Did you ever buy Bruce's new solo album? I have not. I've listened to some of it. I don't know if I'm going to pick up that album or not.
I don't know.
It might make an end of the year list, but we'll see. Maybe if I give it another chance or something. Because from what I've heard from it, I mean, it's fine, but I'm not that crazy about it. Hello, Riley. Dirty Dev.
Yeah.
Great band. Cool.
Man, I had a very disappointing phone call. It was disappointing but positive. It was for a tree service, but this guy usually sometimes you take a risk and call somebody just to see if maybe they didn't change their address or something. Yeah, the guy really was 4 hours away from me.
Oh yeah.
But the great thing is, man, me and this guy would have gotten along so well. Like, it was like, dang, man, 4 hours is definitely a long commute to work. So,
interesting. Hey, what's going on, Dead Yellow? My favorite, Whitechapel's back and forth. Queen, this is Exile in the Valley. Oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but as I was going to say too, I don't know if Andrew's going to have to be joining, but since this might be one of my only chances,
I sent him the link, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, I am looking for, because I'm more of a face of a company, and Andrew said he's really good with numbers, I would like to offer Andrew the position of underboss for Junebug Films.
Yeah.
Where basically he just has to be the numbers man.
Right.
And basically figure out, like, okay, we need to raise this much money, and then because our ultimate goal with Junebug Films is to buy RKO Pictures, which is worth $5 million right now. We need to basically find a way to basically buy them and then turn them around to make them profitable and public.
Right. Hey, what's going on, Carmelo?
Hello.
Zach, I got a big guitar today. That's cool, Dead Yellow. Zach, thoughts on the rumor of Aaron Taylor Johnson possibly playing the next James Bond? I've heard about that. I'm not sure how to feel about that, honestly.
Um, this, Steven Seagal once said, "Kind of laugh in your face."
Yeah.
That's how I feel about him as James Bond. Yeah, just because you're British. Here, I have something that is something that people used to know. Just because you're British does not mean you would make a good James Bond. Aaron Taylor Johnson does not have verisimilitude casting when it comes to James Bond. You have to believe that he would be James Bond. The key point of James Bond is women want to be with him and men want to be him. No man wants to be Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Right.
If you do,
Yeah, I would rather him not be Bond, but heck, I think Tom Hardy. I mean, I know there were talks about Tom Hardy playing James Bond. I think he would be better, to be honest.
I got two. I got a couple choices. Luke Evans, Theo James. There's also another guy named Philip Winchester, and then I got a complete unknown. His name is Anthony Gruber. People actually thought that he should be. He looks a lot like Harrison Ford. He is actually British. And he would be. I think he would be a really good Bond. I guess the problem is that Aaron Taylor Johnson is just too plain looking. Does that make sense? I'm not meaning that in like a.
Yeah,
I'm
not
not.
in an insulting way, but just like not good enough for Bond, basically.
Yeah, well, I don't. I'm not plain looking. I'm not meaning that in a gay way, even too. Like he's just plain looking. Like he looks like the average Joe. Like Zach. I would rather buy you as James Bond more than Aaron Taylor Johnson. So
Yeah, if only I was British, though.
come on, you could do a British accent.
Yeah. Leslie Jones's next Bond, thoughts? What?
Right. A monkey's going to come out of it, but I mean, I would rather buy J Dog here as a better Bond than Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yep.
Probably.
And because the way J Dog handled Shrek, so
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe they'll call him J Bond.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe that's what his new name will be.
Yeah, probably.
Don't know who Aaron Taylor Johnson is. Sounds like he wouldn't be a good Bond. I think he was Quicksilver in what was it, Age of Ultron?
He was Kick-Ass in the Kick-Ass movies. He was the lead in Godzilla 2014, and that says about much of his acting talent because there's that movie.
Right.
And yeah, we could blame the script all day, but even then,
wasn't he also in the Godzilla remake, 2014?
Yeah, he was the lead.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And he sucked in that. I mean, he was not believable as an action star. And like, yeah, he was good in Bullet Train. I'll give him that. But the thing about that is, though, just because you're good in one role does not mean you would be a good James Bond. I mean, I'm already kind of done with James Bond, to be fair, because of No Time to Lie.
No Time to Die. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'd be okay if they didn't make any more James Bond films. I mean, they've already made like 30 of them?
Almost.
Yeah.
I think they should still continue, but if they do continue, make James Bond an actual badass again, and not. I like Daniel Craig, but not a James Bond that has PTSD.
Right.
And can we go back to a suave James Bond, and debonair, not emotional, crybaby Bond, because Daniel Craig was good, but he was kind of crybaby Bond. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I liked Daniel Craig as Bond too, but He's definitely not my favorite.
My favorite, most.
I would
Well, my
I would say my favorite is Pierce Brosnan.
I'm going to be the only one that's ever going to say this. George Lazenby is my favorite.
He was the one in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was decent. It looks like Andrew Bebe is here. Andrew, did you get the link? John Cena should be James Bond. Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't want to see. I don't. Well, I mean, I don't want to see that because he might. We might have to really cover him up if he was Bond.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, he's a weirdo. And then Brian Apsher is Bond, 0 negative.
No,
Nice.
well, Brian Asher would be the like one of the henchmen. like what, can we? You know what, Zach? The next James Bond movie. That's what we need. We need a redneck henchman.
Yeah,
Probably.
or even a redneck main villain. You know what I'm saying? You're done with Spider-Man. I can understand that. I mean, in general, I'm just kind of fed up with superhero films. You want more Venom? Well, I hear
At
the
least-
next Venom movie will be the last one, so yeah. Could I join the live stream? Sure.
I heard that. I did hear though. Did you? I heard Dr. D-Man is actually revising his comic book series.
Oh, really?
I thought that was pretty cool and gave you and me a shout out, Zach.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I'll have to check it out.
Um,
I mean, I didn't see that he. I mean, I don't think he liked my comment that I left on his one video, so I just didn't think that he seen it. So, but that's cool. I'll have to check it out.
mhm.
Timothy Dalton made an excellent Bond. He was a good Bond, actually. I thought that he had some of the best Bond movies, actually,
Mhm.
especially License to Kill.
The script for the third movie he was going to do is very weird.
Why was that?
Well, the Bond girl. I mean, they were definitely they kind of took elements from Tomorrow Never Dies because James Bond, the Bond girl was Asian. They were actually looking at Lucy Liu, but then James Bond befriends a monkey in that script.
What?
And it's about robotics. So James Bond fights robots.
Interesting. All right,
And-
let's get Cole in here because he's backstage. Welcome, Cole.
Hello.
Hey, you never know. Aaron Taylor Johnson might be good at it. I remember people had so much hate
Maybe.
for playing the Joker until the first trailer was released. Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I guess I just don't see the suave. I guess I really just want that suave back for James Bond. That sort of Sean Connery,
Mm-hmm.
Roger Moore type of Bond.
Right.
Somebody who's just very suave and sophisticated, debonair. And I just don't see that with Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, that's fair. Andrew said he got the link. He'll join if he has time. Has to run errands in a few minutes. Okay.
Why? What's next? Are they gonna cast John Cena as Spider-Man?
Wow.
Will he be clothed?
Imagine a movie, naked Spider-Man swinging across town. Imagine
You know
how well
what?
that'd go over with audiences.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this. I know John Cena was covering himself and everything, but something down there must be pretty small because you couldn't see much at all. I think that John Cena needs to get away from the steroids because they're definitely making little Elvis very tiny.
And didn't he join OnlyFans or something recently? I heard something about that.
What
Yeah,
the fuck?
yes, he did.
Oh my
Oh
god.
shit.
Yeah.
Um, come on, So basically, is it safe to say this? Honestly, I kind of agree with Matt Walsh here lately. Like, listen, I'm a guy. I've looked up some of the females on OnlyFans, but not through OnlyFans. There's places where you can. There's places where you can find them, but if you're gonna pay yourself to basically have nude pictures of yourself, I mean, I kind of agree with Matt Walsh here. Aren't you kind of being a prostitute in a way?
Yeah.
I mean, Zach, do you agree?
Yeah, somewhat.
I mean, I would say borderline prostitution. So, I mean, fine if you want to do that. Fine, but like when I don't know, I just like I might joke about getting an OnlyFans, and I might joke to Fabio about getting an OnlyFans, but it's
I know
all a
Chris Meddler has joked about me getting OnlyFans too.
Oh hell no.
listen. I'll tell you what. Here's when I'll get an OnlyFans. Okay, when I can, if you give me $20 trillion or whatever the national debt is, then I'll get an OnlyFans. But then I might not use it for OnlyFans.
Oh, right.
I'm a trillionaire, so sayonara, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I like Fabio's response I remember in a stream someone mentioned John Cena joining OnlyFans. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Oh god, I would fucking puke at that shit. Hell nah.
Yeah. Hey, I want to see a troll. I honestly would love to see a troll to see if Fabio would accept it.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a troll sending Fabio a request to react to his OnlyFans. And then Fabio doesn't.
I couldn't imagine. At least it's not Vin Diesel playing James Bond. Yeah. I guess.
Vin Diesel would be a good Blofeld.
Yeah, I can see it.
Not because he's bald. But he would be, because Blofeld in the books is intimidating. I'm a huge James Bond fan of the books, and in the books, Blofeld was like 6'3" and built like a beast. He was basically like the Kingpin, Zach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Who would have been the villain in the third Dalton Bond film? Well, we were actually talking about a redneck villain, so maybe a redneck villain. And
it was gonna be like a guy who definitely maybe inspired by Steve Jobs, the villain. So yeah.
But yeah, I did look about that. According to some sources I found, Anthony Hopkins would have been the villain.
And playing basically a Steve Jobs type of villain.
Mm-hmm.
I know they were looking at Anthony Hopkins or Jeremy Irons.
Okay, I didn't find the Jeremy Irons part.
But
Max asked, what do you think about Coldplay retiring in 2025? I didn't even know they were retiring in 2025. I don't really care, honestly, because their last two releases were not that good.
Who cares?
They can hang it up.
Who cares? You named you let your wife name your daughter Apple. So
yeah. Right.
Also,
I mean,
just to let you know, I'm not sure when. I will have to go upstairs for dinner, so I'll still have this up. But if I don't answer for 10 or so minutes, don't be surprised.
You're good, man.
Okay.
Imagine, oh gosh, imagine how terrible it would be if Brian Apsher got an OnlyFans.
Who's Brian Ashford?
Yeah.
That's
Steve-
the redneck
I don't
dude.
think the hoes would love this shit, bro.
You know,
You like that shit.
you know how much he's gonna make on OnlyFans?
What?
-0.
Probably.
What's
Like,
John
well,
Cena
why-
gets
why
on
would-
OnlyFans? What's
why would
next?
he get an
Is Tom
OnlyFans
Holland
when
gonna
he
get
has-
an OnlyFans?
Oh, I would have doubt it. I mean, because you guys know what they do, right? In Hollywood, this is what they do, and they'll sit there saying, "Hey, I'll give you 50 million cash if you say this or you start an OnlyFans, 50 million," and then they'll just pressure you to do it and do it and do it. And I'm like, and I've seen it before. I've seen it before, and I sat there no, because like when you apply to be the head of Disney, you get offers like that. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I have integrity about myself, and plus, I mean, women in real life don't even want to see me naked. So why would people pay to see me naked?
Right. No, I see where you're coming from. Hey, what's going on, Lennon's Kitchen? Nothing against Vin Diesel. He went to a show to meet people, wanted to attend. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Apsher would kill it on there. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Brian Apsher is basically Gollum on meth.
The process.
Instead of him looking for the ring, he's looking for meth.
More like,
Wow.
yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, more like Golem on meth and cocaine and probably heroin too, and probably even some other drug nobody's heard of. That's made in
Yeah.
Mexico.
Oh boy.
What?
Oh, that's just funny. With Apsher. Like I said, I haven't heard from him in a while. I think he might have deleted his channel again.
He'll probably he'll probably resurface. And his new
At
channel be
some
like,
point, yeah.
It-
I did see he is still active on Instagram though.
Uh,
Because I know he made a Instagram video on me, like the one where I impersonated him on
Why didn't he
Instagram.
put it on YouTube?
What's that?
Why didn't he put it on YouTube?
I don't know. It was the weirdest video. It was basically just a snapshot of that video with like Dora the Explorer music playing over it.
He thinks
I was just like,
yeah, he
what the
played the
heck is
fucking
this?
Dora music.
Zach, Zach, you should react. You should do like a reaction to it.
He think
Maybe.
he's tough, but he played the fucking he likes Dora. He likes Dora the Explorer. What the fuck?
Well,
So-
he does like Nickelodeon, so
He likes
Oh.
Dora the Explorer.
He probably supports Dan Schneider then.
That idiot Dan Schneider, he's probably being a
Yeah.
crybaby saying, they fired me.
Yeah, and
Well,
I heard he
no,
said
maybe you
yeah,
shouldn't
I saw
have
that post that he
maybe
wanted-
you shouldn't have been a predator, and you'd still be there.
You know what?
Yeah.
The thing I took away from that documentary, though, seriously, is why didn't these people stick up for themselves and actually say something?
Right.
Because nobody is that powerful. It doesn't. I mean, people thought you could never take down the mob, and look what they did. They took down the mob. Okay.
Exactly.
You can take down anybody. It doesn't matter how high up they are. And honestly, when you're in it, as somebody who actually wants to do children's entertainment,
Yeah. I remember he said he wanted to fight me and shit. I'm like, Bruh, nah, I can't. I can't take him seriously. I already know that I'm bigger than him. He can't win because I'm like fucking bigger than him. I'm like 6 foot tall.
Are we talking about After?
Yeah, he said he wanted. I remember he told you he wanted to fight me. He wanted to fight me, but that ain't going. I know I'm gonna fucking win because I'm fucking bigger than him. I'm 6 foot tall.
I think all of us would win. All 4 of us.
Yeah.
Well,
How
no.
tall are you, Zach D?
How tall? Maybe like 5, 7, 8.
Well, I'm probably 6 foot tall.
Oh,
I'm like
okay.
6 foot and shit.
I'm about 6. I'm 6 foot ish. Technically 5'11" and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm probably
I heard,
5'8".
I heard he's about 5'2".
Who said that?
I heard. I think he probably said he told someone his height. He probably leaked out his height like a dumbass.
Well,
Yeah, that doesn't surprise
Yeah, I can
me.
easily break him in half. I can easily break him like a
Well-
fucking stick.
well,
Nah.
wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm sorry, guys, I lied. I'm 9 foot.
Okay.
That's not.
Just don't hope this big guy Bane comes after you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I got this Batman Nightfall comic recently. Parts 1 and 2.
Nice.
Yeah, I can easily break his goofy ass up in half. I can easily break his goofy ass in half because he's
Yeah.
a stick, bro. I can break him like a fucking stick. I'm fucking bigger than his goofy ass. Yeah. Yeah, look at this shit right. Yeah, look at this shit right here. I'm bigger than his goofy ass. Yeah.
I don't hate
go.
the Dark Knight Rises, but the Bane in this, just from this cover photo, kind of makes Tom Hardy Bane look like a pussy in comparison.
Well, I'm fat, and I'm fat, and I could sit there and take Asher because if you punch me, it just tickles. So
Mhm. Yeah.
that's the great thing about being a fat guy.
Uh,
Oh my gosh, that's the other thing I took away from that Dan Schneider's. Okay, if somebody, this guy was fat. And listen, it's okay to make fun of I'm making fun of a bully, okay? So who cares? And that's how you stop bullies. You make fun of them.
Right.
Okay? Okay,
Right.
This guy was fat. If somebody touches me like that, I'm just gonna kick him in the nards. You know? Either that or sit there and because that's the thing I took away from this. And listen, as we're saying, as somebody who wants to start family entertainment, listen, I don't care how high up you are in my company. I'm the boss of my company. If a child comes to me and is uncomfortable on set, if a child comes to me on set and is uncomfortable because one of the producers then said, one of the producers was being a weirdo, I'm going to fire you.
Yeah, you would fire them.
I would tell someone.
And guess what? I will sit there and say, they'll sign a contract to sit there and say, I don't care how big you are. If the board sues me, oh, why'd you fire this guy? I'll tell them why. If they don't like it, I don't care. I'm the type of guy that, guess what? And this is why I hope that Andrew here would accept the offer to be underboss, because I need somebody as an underboss who would be loyal. Because when we go public with RKO, I would want somebody to sit there and guess what? Even if we get voted out of the board, well, guess what we're doing? We're not going to give up. We're going to go right back to work.
Yep.
Because we're going to have to be escorted out in handcuffs. Because I am not leaving a company that I turned around to build and I get voted out. Because
Is Dan Schneider in jail right now?
Nah.
no,
Why am I not surprised?
That's stupid. I mean, Wesley Snipes went to jail for 3 years for not paying his taxes, but this fuckhead gets no jail. That's stupid.
Right.
It is stupid.
Yeah. Hey,
Apsher goes to the dentist, and the dentist says, "I can't help you, buddy. I'm sorry."
yeah.
And even though I
Hey,
like,
Zach, I might actually
and
be.
even though I like
I'm still going to continue.
What's that?
all right.
The caveman supports Dan Snyder. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Have you heard Drake Bell calling out Dan Snyder? I think I have heard something about that. And there goes Cole. Best way to settle things is in Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Caveman even said that. Quiet on set is biased propaganda. Huh. Yeah. I mean, well, what else would you make of that, right? The lead singer of Blood on the Dance Floor should be in jail. Yeah, probably. And there goes Junebug, too. Where did everyone go? I have no idea. I mean, he has the link, so he should be able to get back in. Not sure how I can do this, but I should join a streamer video one day. Yeah, you're more than welcome, Kyle. Definitely. It's actually quite simple. All you really need is the link. You're still here? Cool, Max. Yeah, I'm just wondering where Junebug Films and Cole went.
I'm still here too. I'm still here
Yeah.
too. I'm just looking at some shit. I'm like I heard he.
Oh, are you on Apture's social media?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I saw that one video he did of me with Dora music playing over it.
Yeah, and he recorded me. Yeah, I saw that he recorded me too.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
all good. I
well.
already did it to him back.
Yeah. You were listening to Breaking Benjamin today. Cool. Yeah, I haven't listened to Breaking Benjamin in quite some time. They really need a new album. They really do. It's long overdue at this point. Oh, there's no one backstage. I don't know what happened to Junebug especially. But yeah, I'll answer your guys' questions though, if you have any. You watched a video of Red at the 41st GMA Div Awards. I thought that was pretty cool. Brian from Korn was there too, and Bart Millard from Mercy Me gave out the intro. Oh, okay, cool. Six years since their latest album, Ember, came out, and it's definitely time for a new album. It's definitely long overdue. I completely agree.
Yo, what the fuck? I've been logged out of my Instagram.
Wait, what?
I've been logged out of my Instagram.
Oh, jeez. How'd that happen?
I have no fucking clue.
Weird. Maybe maybe Aperture's up to something there.
What the hell?
7:10. Well, it's 7:30 now where I'm at. But I guess you're a little bit behind me, so I guess you really mean 8:10 my time. Okay. I hear you, Cole. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, he sabotaged his Instagram. Nah, I don't think he would be smart enough to do that. 6:33 where you're at now. Cool. All right.
Right back.
Oh, you're good, J-Dog. Yeah, but what happened to Junebug? Oh, crap. I'm just going to try to re-invite him. Still here. 6:30 where you're at as well. Oh, okay. It's 6:33 where you're at as well. Okay. But yeah, music-wise, I don't know how well this year is going to do for music. So I thought 2023 was kind of average for music. Like I know we just had that new Judas Priest album, which is still probably my favorite album. It's probably my favorite album of the year so far, at least. And I know we got POD's new album coming out this year. And I'm kind of expecting a new Death Angel album too, probably later in the year. I know they're working on one. And hopefully we get that new Breaking Benjamin album this year as well. Lately I've been getting into some electronic music. I know that's not really your cup of tea, but I think Josh Butler is really good. So is Bob Moses. Uh I actually like some electronic music. Um I think Pendulum is a solid electronic artist. But yeah, with electronic, it's that's something that's pretty hit or miss for me because that's a genre that I'm pretty picky with for the most part. Like some of it I like, some of it I don't like. Um, if it's like if it's like dark and ambient type of electronic music, I actually kind of dig that stuff. What's your opinion on dance music? It's hit or miss. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened to Junebug. I wonder if his power went out or something. I also like Rufus. Puts electronic guitars in his music. Cool. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Name one dance artist. I honestly couldn't. Favorite albums I liked this year so far is the new Job for a Cowboy, Moon Healer, the new Judas Priest album, Invincible Shield. Cool. Yeah, the new Judas Priest album is one of the only it's really one of the only like big music releases that I've listened to so far this year. Next one will probably be the new POD album. I'm actually really looking forward to that. Personally, I think it's all good, but then again, somebody who likes different genres, guilty pleasures maybe. Oh, okay. Someone just crashed a car in Fortnite and I caught them by surprise. Funny. I think Invincible Shield is good, but I think Firepower is better. I do agree with that for the most part. Um, I just think that Firepower had more tracks that stood out. Job for a Cowboy has that song that sounds like a girl squealing. And I find that part funny. I don't know what song that is. I don't know if I've ever listened to Job for a Cowboy. I've never even heard of them. Regular Start and Tournament of a Machine. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like Junebug Films, I don't know if his electricity went out. Like, something had to happen. Um, Firepower was a bit better than Invisible Shield. Latest album is still pretty good. I do agree. I still like their latest album. It's still solid. What's your opinion on Toy Story? I do like the Toy Story films. Mainly the first three. The fourth one didn't need to exist, and why they're doing a fifth one is beyond me. But those first two films, especially, were my childhood. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go going to eat dinner. It's been good talking to y'all. All right, Kyle Keith. Take care, man. Thanks for joining. But yeah, we don't need another Toy Story film.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I gotta go.
Oh, you got to go now? All right, man.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya. Thanks for joining. And then it was just me. But yeah, I'm sure Bug will get back to me soon. Because he kind of just left without explanation. But yeah, I'm sure Ty will be back at some point. And I'll tell you something else too. I think 2024 could be pretty crappy year for movies as well. Because honestly, there's only really two that I plan on seeing in theaters this year. Well, that's not true. Maybe three. If you want to include the third Venom movie, because I actually would like to see that the new Venom movie, and well, one of them I already saw, which is The Beekeeper, and then obviously Godzilla X Kong. I hope to see that in theaters. But besides those, I don't know. There hasn't really been a lot of good stuff coming out. Yeah, well, if I don't get anything back soon, no messages from Ty or anything, I might just end the stream, which is all right because I didn't plan on going that long tonight. So that's what happens when Wokewood is making movies, right? Yeah, and that's the thing that's killing it for me. I don't want to see this. Oh, there's Junebug Films. Okay. Hey,
Hey,
what happened?
oh, I'm starting an OnlyFans. No,
What? What?
no, No, I'm kidding. No, I got called into work, and so I kind of had to walk, and now I'm here. So, but it's cool, you know, because I'm by myself.
you-
So
Oh, so you walk to work?
yeah, well, mainly what I do right now is work for cash. So
Oh, okay.
watching
You
my
could
mom.
still be on the. You could still be on the panel.
Yeah, no, I'm watching my mom's boyfriend's dogs. So
Oh, okay.
you know, if you hear noise in the background, I'm just feeding. But everybody left.
Yeah. Cole had to go. J Dog had to go. So, and then you left, and I was like, well, it's just me here.
Yeah. So yeah, well, we'll see. But no, I don't know. You know, that's just the thing I took away from that documentary, though. You know, it's like I understand it. Believe me, I understand about the whole victim thing. You know, it's hard for victims to speak up because sometimes people won't believe them.
Right.
But here's my thing too. You know, because it's the kind of the boy who cried wolf scenario, right? But you know, if you're going to accuse somebody of that, it's the boy who cried wolf thing is you better have a lot of proof of it, right? Not just sit there and say, "Oh, I saw a wolf." You know, you should have 100% proof if you're going to accuse somebody of that. So that's just what I took away from it. You know, like if it like yeah, it's sad that it has to happen in this way, but
Yeah.
there's why we have that stuff.
Right.
So my thing is, if you're going to accuse somebody of that, we have so many devices now where you could easily record somebody doing something bad to you. I mean, you know, you could use your cell phone. You could do all sorts of things where people can sit there and say, "Hey, you know, I don't like this." You know, I mean, it's just one of those things for me. It's just like because Zach, you understand this. If we want, you know, all these men now are weak.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah, yeah. You know, if we don't want men to be weak, we have to, and even women too. You got to sit there and let them be strong. For you know, because the minute you encourage people like that, they're just going to continue to do this stuff. You know,
Right.
and so speak up, fight for yourself. You know, don't be afraid, because fear is one of them. Fear is if you let fear in, then you're losing. You know,
Right.
be fearless. You know, that I don't know. It's just something that like I'm, especially with one, like I said, when I'm trying to do a Junebug film here. So make, you know, especially with the fairy stories.
Yep. That's yeah. I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
Because like these kids now, I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. I mean, the kids out here now, they're sissies, right?
Right.
And we just need to not toughen them up, but at least sit there and teach them to, you know, stick up. You know,
Oh no, I agree.
and so, and because media is the biggest is the biggest form of this entertainment, and it's the biggest, it's the most influential out of all the. It's not an official branch of the government, but it's the most influential. And you need people that listen. A lot of this stuff is up to you. It's not. It's just entertainment. That's all this is.
Right.
Because I disagree with guys like Fabio, even though I love Fabio. Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably things I don't agree with him on.
Yeah, I don't think Hollywood should die. Hollywood needs a reboot. Is the thing. That's it.
Yeah. And then there's some idiots out there who think that we're living in the prime of cinema, like the S word, for instance, or the M word. As you would know him by.
Right.
Like, dude, you have to be delusional to think that, like, the 2020s is a better time for cinema than the 80s and the 90s.
Right. It's one of those things that, and like even Endgame, for example, here, a lot of people talk about how it is and everything, but here's my thing. That movie cost, what, $400 and some million? I personally just don't see it on the screen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
I like Endgame, but it is overrated.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's maybe the best of the Avengers films. That's something that I will say, but
what I'm saying, though, you even as a filmmaker, I think you see where I'm coming from. The budget is really not on the screen, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually in the middle of texting someone here. You know who it is.
Is it Eric?
Some news for Zach D Productions. What might be happening soon?
Oh, you mean Mark?
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to announce that to your subscribers. You can. So.
Yeah. What the heck? I'll announce it. So there's probably going to be merch coming soon. So yeah, be on the lookout, I guess. Yeah,
and seriously though, if Fabio buys your merch first before my merch, because I've had my merch since September, I'm going to be making fun of him in the stream. Especially if he does an unpackaging video, like a collection update, and he has your T-shirt, right? Before my T-shirt.
Right. No, I understand that.
But yeah, I know eventually you always wanted to probably have merch for your channel.
Oh yeah, for a long time. And whenever I release X-Ray, I'm probably gonna sell merch for that too.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Cole.
Hey.
Hey.
So what I miss?
Not really much. Oh yeah, so you know what movie I did watch recently? Finally, was The Crow.
Oh, that's a great movie. I watched that about 5 years ago for the first time. It was really good.
Yeah, I really liked it.
And fuck that upcoming remake. I saw a trailer of that remake. It looks so bad.
Yeah, I don't really have interest in the remake.
And supposedly that remake has been in development hell for like 13 years and many different actors, Jason Momoa, which thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You heard one of the reasons why it never happened, right? What? Apparently, Brandon Lee was haunting them, is what I heard.
Hmm.
So,
Well, he was
So-
killed on that set, wasn't he?
yeah.
And I've seen the sequels of The Crow that without Brandon Lee, they're pretty bad. And I didn't think we could get any worse than that. But this remake looks worse.
I
They
mean,
should have just left the Crow alone. Like
Exactly.
they should have just made the original and just left it at that.
I agree. And the sequels are bad, but I didn't think they would make something that looked worse than any of the sequels. But this trailer, it looks like it's going to be worse than. It looks so bad, it's going to make the previous sequel, Wicked Prayer, look like Terminator 2 in comparison. It looks so bad, it makes Wicked Prayer look like Terminator 2 in comparison.
Right. Hey, Junebug, do you want to send Eric the link? Because I don't know how to send it to him.
working on it.
All right. Is this the real Brian Delivers?
Is he a
I don't
mod?
know. Something seems a little sketchy on that.
Is he a mod?
It doesn't look like it, which is why I think it's not him.
Then it's probably not.
Yeah, that's not him. I'm real, baby. Yeah. Yeah, so bye-bye.
But yeah,
Yeah,
You know what
I
we need?
like The Crow, though. I mean, I thought it was good.
We need a spoof comedy movie in the style of Austin Powers, but have it be a spoof comedy on Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Hey everyone. But yeah, so I heard you guys' conversation about The Crow, but yeah, so I've only seen the original movie, and that was way back when I was a senior in high school. That was back in 2012. I haven't bothered with the sequels because I heard they were really bad, but yeah. I can definitely I will say this. I've never really been a big Crow fan. Not that I have anything against it, just never really was a big fan. But I can see why people are not happy with the remake. But I just really hope that people aren't gonna be giving Bill Skarsgård shit because I mean,
That's
I
not
really
his
don't.
fault. I mean, he did it for money, so that's not his fault.
Yeah, exactly. It's because ultimately, at the end of the day, he is just trying to put food on the table, and that's fine. And on top of that, I also highly, highly, highly doubt that he had that say about how the character's gonna look. And I highly, highly doubt that he had that say like for the overall film.
Well,
I
yeah, I
think-
don't like the makeup on him. Like, to me, the trailer, it looked like an emo version of John Wick.
Yeah.
well,
Hey, you got to head out, Prison Meddler? All right, man. I didn't even know you
Oh
were
yeah,
still
thanks
here.
for coming by.
Yeah.
thank you. And if we talk crap on it, we're just, we'll just make fun of the movie, but we're not talking about Bill Skarsgård himself. Obviously, because it just in case, because we all know he totally watches your channel, Zach.
Wait, who?
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård. We all know he totally watches your channel.
Yep.
But if he happens to see it, it's look at us as like just buddies making fun of you. That's it,
Right.
like, and because we need to. That's something also we need to learn too. Like if I sit there, like we're gonna sit there and make fun of each other. People too. Hey, it's how you make fun of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, just to play devil's advocate from a business perspective, I do understand that the John Wick movies have made a lot of money, but I also do understand like that the original movie had like that gothic feel to it, and ultimately, it seems like that is the main demographic for the Crow like is like that gothic demographic.
Yeah, I was just thinking as I was watching The Crow for the first time, I was like, the town that this takes place in reminds me of Gotham City.
Yeah, yeah. Especially from like the 1989 film. So
Right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
might check out the new Roadhouse remake. I heard that was actually decent. With Jake
Hmm.
Gyllenhaal, directed by Doug Lyman. I
I
like
don't know.
nothing's ever gonna top the original with Patrick Swayze, but I am curious about the remake because I heard it was decent from people who like the original, so I might watch it.
I don't
Although
know.
I am a little pissed off though it didn't get a theatrical release because I like seeing action movies in the theater, and Doug Lyman was apparently pissed that Amazon did not release his movie in the theater.
Well,
That's not
because
the real Brian Delivers.
that's one of the reasons why, like, I'm glad that MGM has a home now with Amazon. But even though Amazon does, agree with the theatrical experience, at the end of the day, Amazon is a streaming service.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and
one thing that's kind of annoying to me now, I mean, it might sound hypocritical, because Junebug, you have seen some of X-Ray, but I feel like a lot of movies today in the action genre, they try to be the next John Wick, basically.
But yeah, exactly. And not every movie needs to be that. I'm sick of every movie thinking
Well,
I like The Beekeeper, but god damn it, not every movie needs to try to be like John Wick.
I think it's kind of like the same thing back in the day. It's Die Hard meets Die Hard in a blank. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that scenario.
yeah, I mean, I totally do understand where you're all coming from, but it's just that since I'm taking business this semester of college, I mean, I do get why that they're doing that. It's because that John Wick like has been a hit, and all the sequels have. So ultimately, they're just trying to cash in on it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one of the things is I think that, like, honestly, Zach, though, you're doing something different enough with X-Ray where, yes, you're inspired by John Wick, but I can see some influences from John Wick and maybe some of the superhero stuff.
Yeah, I have a lot of like inspiration
And I
spread
see
out in
some,
this film. Like I even
and I,
have some like martial arts like Ip Man inspiration in there as well.
yeah, well, I even see some of John Woo.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I'll take that as a compliment.
yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely not the real Brian Delivers.
No, it's not. I get even the profile picture doesn't look like it.
No, the
Yeah.
profile picture is him, but
Um,
it's just a fake account.
oh, Zach,
Yeah.
you want to know? You want to know the real great thing? If you make a profit off of your merchandise, you own your channel. Then, like, you already own your channel, but if you make profit off of it, it could be a business. Then, does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see I can see what you're saying.
But yeah, have you registered yourself to be an LLC?
What's that?
Limited liability company.
Not yet.
Well, if you're gonna start making merchandise, if you're gonna be starting to make a profit off of your merchandise, I definitely would.
Now, how do I go about that?
You could go to the courthouse, just ask them for paperwork, or you could just do it online.
or you can. It depends on your state on how much it's going to charge. So,
Okay,
but
I'll keep that in mind.
and then what you could do then is change your YouTube name then to Zach D Productions LLC, and that stands for Limited Liability Company. So basically,
Maybe like parentheses LLC.
no, just LLC, because if you put limited liability, basically it's a safe way in case you get sued, you're not you have limited liability. That's basically it.
Okay.
Because, but I don't know how you would get sued because of the films you
I don't
make.
know either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I guess while I'm at it, I'll show some movies I got. I really think it was.
Oh yeah, Alien.
Yeah, man, I'm still pissed off that the new one stole my stage name.
Do everything after the second movie. The only reason I got this was because it came with the second movie,
Yeah.
Superman collection. It comes with the Christopher Reeve movies and Superman Returns, and this was like only $10 for 5.
Well,
Nice.
That's cool.
goody, Kevin
Man.
Spacey.
I haven't seen the Christopher Reeve Superman movies ever since I was a kid, and now that you mention it, it definitely got me to want to go back and rewatch them again. It's definitely a shame, like that we never got a Superman 5 with Christopher.
I don't
Reeve,
know. You
but,
sure you want to rewatch Superman 4?
well, I mean, I definitely do think that they could have redeemed themselves.
Yeah, because Superman 4 is one of the worst movies ever made. So, in case you don't know the backstory, and so Warner Bros. Apparently they didn't want to do a Superman 4, so they handed it over to Canon Films, who did Missing in Action, which, don't get me wrong, I like that movie, but Canon Films, the company that did that, they're not the right fit to do that type of movie. And they didn't have enough money to afford the budget, so what they had to do was 95% of the movie was just stock footage of Superman flying from the first movie. And there's a stupid scene in Superman 4 where his hair like is holding like a stranded ball, right? It's like holding a 2,000-pound wrecking ball. And then somebody just uses the scissors and clips it, and Lois Lane breathes in outer space. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and because of the film's reduced budget, that's the exact reason why that you see the same shot of Christopher Reeve flying over and over and over again because of the reduced budget. And on top of that, the villain, I believe, Nuclear Man, with like those nails. I'm like, really? A villain like with long nails? Like, really?
Yeah, and what sucks is that,
And Junebug left.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
noticed.
really Christopher Reeve had to end his career on that crappy of a note as Superman. Like that was such he didn't want to do it. He only agreed to it because Canon Films was going to pay him $6 million for him to write the script so we could fund money to do a movie Street Smart. Which I'm sorry, he didn't deserve that paycheck.
Yeah, and that's exactly why that I mentioned that that it's a shame that he didn't get to redeem himself with the Superman 5 because, man, like for that to be his last Superman movie, that's a shame.
Because Superman 5 had an interesting idea to where they were going to get one of the I believe one of the writers of the not the director, but if I remember right, one of the writers of the second movie to come back and write the screenplay. And basically, it was going to be a direct sequel to the second movie, ignoring 3 and 4 since people did not like 3 and 4. And the idea to it was that Brainiac would have been the main villain encapsulating Gotham. No, the
Metropolis.
city. And I'm like,
Metropolis.
why couldn't that sounds like it could have redeemed it. And a lot of the themes that you see in Spider-Man 2 were in this script to Superman 5.
Oh wow!
Hmm.
I actually had no idea about that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Spider-Man
So-
2.
So let's say they made the movie. Who would you guys cast as Brainiac?
Back in the late
Not sure.
80s and back
So
in
this
the
would-
late 80s and early 90s, right?
Let's say like
Yeah.
92.
That's a really, really good question.
Like, I know Christopher Walken was in talks to play Brainiac for Superman Lives. I don't really know if that worked.
Ooh, I got somebody.
Ooh.
Who?
Christopher Lee.
Oh, okay.
That would have been awesome.
And maybe Christopher Lee as like the voice, but then like you could have like to kind of do the approach with like maybe cast like some really tall guy to play Brainiac, like sort of like what they did with Darth Vader, but definitely have Christopher Lee do the voice.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that I heard a rumor when they were going to do Superman Lives. I thought I heard a rumor saying that it was going to be like Tim Allen, like as Brainiac. A very interesting choice.
I don't.
I don't-
Okay, I knew plenty of the movie. I never knew that rumor.
I don't.
Yeah. And now, granted, I don't know how true it is, but if it is true, very interesting choice.
You know who also would be a good Brainiac? I think I have another actor to play Brainiac back then too.
Who?
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
that would have been awesome.
Yeah, well, because
Wasn't Bruce Campbell like
Then the Evil Dead.
considered for Godzilla 1998 at one point?
I believe so.
he was, it was between it was between him. It was between him, Norm Macdonald, and Eddie Murphy, and then they picked Matthew Broderick.
Wait,
Yeah.
Like,
Eddie Murphy?
I'm just picturing that movie in my head with Eddie Murphy right now.
Eddie Murphy apparently was considered for that role.
Eddie
That's what
Murphy, that would be a fucking comedy. He's like, run, we gotta run from this thing. It is over the top thing. I'm just laughing, picturing that in my head right now.
Well, here's my thing. I honestly would have loved to have seen that because Eddie Murphy in a Godzilla movie, especially in the 90s, sounds awesome, right?
Yeah.
Very interesting choice. It would have been a very different role for him, but
I can see it though, because especially here's my thing. I know back then it would probably been like 90s Eddie Murphy, but I just want to see 80s Eddie Murphy with Godzilla.
Have it be a rated R comedy where he's like, fuck, we gotta run and get away from this.
Either that or they're like, hey, Gojira, watch where you point that thing.
But
You know,
yeah,
it's funny. I actually would like to see an R-rated Godzilla movie happen.
I think that would be awesome, but part of me doubts that it ever will be like a theatrical mainstream movie. It might be like a movie that might go like direct to Netflix or something.
I mean,
Yeah.
Godzilla -1 was probably as close as we would get.
Yeah, that was pretty violent.
I mean,
that might be the closest we'll get like to like a mainstream one. But yeah, but the reason why I'm saying that it's more so from like a business perspective, it's because that once you make a movie rated R, not as many people can see it, which then means not as much money, which is why that the fact that Joker made $1 billion was huge, because I believe that Joker was the first R-rated movie to ever make $1 billion.
It was.
well,
Well,
I
it was
think-
Joker.
I think that if most parents nowadays, unfortunately, don't really look at the ratings anymore.
Like
Probably not.
a really good example is when the elementary school did a showing of the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, which it should be super obvious by the subtitle, like
Right.
what kind of Winnie the
Winnie
Pooh
the Pooh,
movie
Blood
it
and Honey.
was.
But yeah, I saw a few rants on it that were funny. Like I said, Cody Leach is one of the only few big YouTubers that I like. I mean, most of the big YouTubers like Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, I do not care for those guys anymore like I used to. The only two big ones I give a shit about are Sean Chandler and Cody Leach because they're honest and like they're not afraid to share an unpopular opinion. Like for example, Cody Leach loves horror movies, but he was not a fan of Midsommar, and he said it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
And that was a popular one.
Drum Dums are still. I like Drum Dums still.
I do too. Although Cody Leach, he did a funny rant. Yeah, Zach, you should check it out. Cody Leach did a pretty fun. It was like a 12-minute rant. He did a pretty funny rant on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and just his reaction at the beginning, where you're not even 5 seconds in, you could tell just by his expression he hated it.
Oh wow.
It was a funny rant. It was quite funny.
Hey, what's going on, Anthony? Do you want to see an
Ask about
R-rated?
an R-rated Spider-Man movie.
Funny enough,
Not really.
funny enough, Zach, funny enough, it got canceled, but in the 90s, James Cameron almost directed a rated R Spider-Man movie. And if you guys thought Aaron Taylor Johnson was a bad choice as James Bond, wait until you hear this. They wanted Leonardo DiCaprio to play Spider-Man in the James Cameron Spider-Man movie.
I also believe I heard a rumor saying that they even wanted Michael. I believe I even heard a rumor that they wanted Michael J. Fox as well.
Michael Douglas
I
was
can
one of
see
the
Michael J.
considered
Fox as
actors.
Spidey, though. I can
Michael
Um,
J. Fox was one of the considered. Michael Douglas was considered for J. Jonah Jameson. I can't remember, and I believe one of the there was going to be like a robber in the movie played by Bill Paxton or something like that.
I'm
You know
not
who?
surprised about that. And from what I heard, as Dr. Octopus, they wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And we all know how he was as Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I
Spider-Man! Spider-Man!
Spider-Man, get down here and fight me like you're a man and not a pussy.
Well, you know who also they considered, right?
Who?
For Spider-Man, Heath Ledger.
Oh wait, yeah, wait, no, I heard about that. That was the original choice for the Sam Raimi trilogy. I heard of that once.
Interesting choice.
Have you heard of the canceled? So around 2000, Darren Aronofsky, a filmmaker, so long before Joaquin Phoenix played Batman, Joker, he was gonna play Batman in a canceled movie called Batman Year One, and this was planned before like the Dark Knight trilogy, and the idea was very different. Where instead of it being a big budget action movie, it was gonna be very small scaled, like. Most of the movie would take place in one location, close to the place where Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered and stuff like that. And this was going to be, it was described as very similar in tone to the Joker movie that got made.
Huh.
Oh. Well, I
Goosebumps 3?
And it was going to
I
be a
thought there was,
rated
like,
R
6 of
Batman
them.
movie and be pretty bloody.
But yeah, that might be the closest we'll ever get to an R-rated Batman movie. And but yeah, Goosebumps 3. I don't know how big of a hit Goosebumps 2 was.
I don't think it did great. Like, I think it did okay at best, but it wasn't like a box office behemoth, obviously.
So because of that, I am kind of skeptical if there ever will be a Goosebumps 3.
I just think they'll do the TV show, which they already did on Disney Plus.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't the TV show? I think I heard somehow it's connected to the movies.
I don't know. I haven't watched.
I don't know
so
either.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I'm kind of, for a multitude of reasons, just done with Disney. So
Right.
Yeah.
If you've seen Fabio's video, especially, yeah, I'm pretty much done with them. Like, granted, it's Marvel, but other than Deadpool 3 and, Venom 3, which, granted, that's more Sony, but other than that, I could give two shits less of anything else they have planned.
that's why people should just follow Junebug's family entertainment that he's going to be doing soon. With his, because I do plan on adapting like all the Grimm fairy tales into animation. Eric has seen this. Eric, I sent him the script. I don't know if he read it, but
I haven't yet. It's funny you mentioned Marvel. It's because for my business class, we had to write a paper like about Marvel, and we had to write a paper like about why Marvel like became as financially successful as they have. So yeah, so because of that, I definitely have had Marvel on my mind. And then the very last question that we had to answer like was about what do we think the future of Marvel is? And I said, okay, people are getting tired of superhero movies.
Right.
So what I recommend that they do, they should go with the Scream route. Like I kind of feel like that if they go with like the Scream route, I feel like that could rejuvenate interest in the superhero genre, and that people also have been saying that the budgets like haven't gone out of hand. So
Right.
you know what? How about that they reduce the cost of the budget?
singles and doubles approach, where basically you
Oh wait, no,
you-
that's not the real Brian.
No, it's not.
so singles and doubles approach basically where you decrease the value of the movie but make it good enough where you can end up making a return profit. And the other thing that when I actually applied to be chairman of Disney, which I did do that. The videos are out there. I had to put them unlisted because it attracted some troll haters.
Oh, of course it did. So
But one of the things I said, and this is after Endgame, keep in mind, I said for Marvel, we're taking a 5-year break.
and what were
And,
people?
and the funny thing is, people were telling me, "Oh my gosh, you're wrong. You don't need to take a break from Marvel. Oh my gosh, how could you do that?" You know.
I think that they should. It's because that
Oh, I see. It was a bunch of losers who needed their pussy powdered, as Fabio says.
But yeah, that actually was part of like my answer, like for the last question for my paper. I was like, I also think that it's a good thing because this year, the only Marvel movie being released in the MCU like is Deadpool and Wolverine. And
Yeah, smart decision. Like my idea, like if you want to rejuvenate people's interest in Marvel, like don't oversaturate it. Like have like one movie come out every year.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Have,
Right.
like
and
five,
a billion movies come out throughout the whole entire year.
right.
I honestly would say this: after Deadpool and Wolverine is your 5-year break.
I agree.
5 years. And people say, well, why 5 years? Why can't it be like 3? I said, because a lot can happen in 5 years. Basically, my thinking is, but what I said here is why we would take a 5-year break. It's so that the people who had the arch for Endgame, they can sit there, regroup and refocus and have 5 years to come up with a great story that could be Avatar again.
Box office hit wise, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
And so,
I mean, we don't. Oh, I have that. Too.
Nice.
Where'd you get that? I got mine from.
got it at do you know what Bama's Books a Million?
No, I got mine at Five Below.
Well, it's probably not in your area. It's in my area. I live in Eau Claire. It's basically like this really big bookstore where they have books, comic books, and figures like this. And in fact, one of the figures that I bought was a Bandai figure. It was this Burning Godzilla figure
Nice.
from that place.
that's cool. Hey, Zach. So if you get Italian Sniper action figures, and then you buy one, and then you play with it, what are you doing?
Playing with my yeah. I see what you did there.
Yep.
That was funny.
Yeah, well, we've been talking for Eric's series about doing that, and so I said, dude, if you do the packaging video, and you have to make that joke then.
Hey, Junebug Films, have you seen any videos from how it should have ended? They're really funny. A funny YouTube channel.
I have seen a little bit of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen a little bit of that too.
they did a funny video where it was like a spoof on how Godzilla 2014 should have ended, and then they do a funny parody at the end where after Godzilla saves the city and everyone's cheering for him, Henry Cavill Superman just gets it's a hand-drawn animation. He just gets so pissed off and he flies. He's saying, "Oh, sure, when he does it, it's fine, but when I do it, it's a problem or something." And he's just jealous and butthurt. It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Will there be a Sonic movie 4? I would imagine.
Probably.
I would imagine.
Well, hey, money talks and bullshit walks, so I would not be surprised.
But yeah, I mean, considering that Sonic 3 is gonna have Jim Carrey back, and on top of that, considering that it's gonna bring in one of the most popular characters with Shadow the Hedgehog, I imagine that it should be a guaranteed hit. So probably.
so I just want
Here's the thing: like, I liked the first two for what they were, but do we need him as a villain again? Like, can't we do a different villain?
Well, that's why I hope that the third movie will be his final bow as Eggman.
Yeah,
Robotnik.
as much as I liked the Batman with Robert Pattinson, it's like, do we really need? And don't get me wrong, Colin Farrell did an amazing job, but like, did we really need to see Penguin again? Like, you couldn't have like Hush as a side villain, or
Right.
My thing is though, I actually like the Batman
I did
with
too.
Robert Pattinson,
Yeah.
but
it was good.
I felt there were some miscastings in it, personally. Like Andy Serkis just was weird for me to see as Alfred. Like,
I didn't mind him, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, no, it's just I think it's personal preference. Like I think like Pierce Brosnan would have been better
Okay,
I can see that.
because like I think that you basically here's my thing. You should kind of buy Alfred a little bit, like look wise, and have verisimilitude a little bit with Alfred. Like you should basically buy him as a badass. Why don't they buy Andy Serkis as a badass?
Also, yeah, another actor who had a terrible finale.
But yeah, considering that Sonic 3 is going to be an adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2, I think I know what they're going to do with Robotnik in the movie. But I guess for those who have not played Sonic Adventure 2, I mean, granted, I don't know if it will be a complete adaptation like of said game, but I think I have an idea of what they're going to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I
it's
just want
going
to
to
know.
be the end of a trilogy, so maybe it will be the end of Eggman.
We'll see.
I just want to know.
Like, I think to me, it's one of those franchises. I mean, most franchises should be a trilogy. I think it's
You want to
one
know
of those
what?
few when it is one of those few you could do more than 3 movies to, just because the games have so much stories that you could adapt.
What are they going to do? Who are they going to? When are they going to bring that female hedgehog, Rose or something?
I think you're
Amy's
talking
her name.
about. I think you're talking about Amy Rose. So I thought I heard rumors that Amy might be in Sonic Movie 3, but I guess we'll see.
I wonder who should play her though.
I was saying I think that Anna, who like the Anna girl from like the Pitch Perfect movies, Anna
Kendrick,
yeah, her.
Megan Fox.
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
I could see Megan Fox more so like as Rouge the Bat though.
Yeah, whatever the ones that has the creepy Sonic fans.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely the Rule 34 of the Sonic fan group.
Yep.
Yeah, considering that I'm a big Sonic fan, I definitely have had my experience with some pretty toxic fans. Like,
Oh, I believe it.
Here's what I
yeah,
say.
like I will not forget that when Sonic 4 Episode 1 came out, fans were trying to boycott the game simply because that Sonic's eyes like were the color green.
The fuck?
And what's really funny,
Cares?
and what's really funny, like, is that all the fans were complaining about Sonic's design in Sonic 4, but oh my god, they had no idea what it was that they had until that shitty design for the original movie. I'm like, oh my god,
Right,
you
that
had
was.
no idea what
I
it
saw
was
that when
that you had.
My
Yeah, I saw the trailer, that original trailer when it dropped, and I thought, what the fuck?
You know what? Am I the only one that thinks that Paramount should just release that version and call it the crappy cut?
I thought you were about to say that the crackhead cut.
That would be
Hey,
funny too.
I'll watch that just to make fun of how bad it is.
Yeah,
If it's a so bad it's funny movie, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I
But
can't hear a word like that Cole is saying, so I think maybe he should leave and then
All
come
right,
back.
I'll mute.
But yeah, from what I heard, Paramount is unable to release that cut because, from my understanding, they never finished all the CGI shots for it with the original design. And so that's why we did not ever get that cut.
Well, to be fair, Zack Snyder didn't get to finish his cut originally, and then he went back. So, I mean, Paramount could use the money right now, so just release the crappy cut or the crackhead cut, whatever they want to call it.
Yep.
Because it would be
Well,
funny.
I mean, there definitely was enough demand for that. I don't know of how many people like who are demanding to look at that horrendous design of Sonic for like nearly 2 hours.
Well, I think it's maybe what they could do is just release like. Here's my pitch. What they do is they release it, but they hire Rambo Raff, OCP Communications, and Fabio to do the commentary for it, and then that's the cut. And it's just them making fun of it.
That'd be funny.
Wow.
But oh my god, I will never forget that when that infamous trailer was released, the internet roasted it. And honestly, it serves them right. It's because they're being criticized like when they release like those early posters of the movie with that god-awful design. And Paramount should have listened then. But then they finally listened once the trailer was released. And oh my god. And from what I heard, the company like who did the redesign, they unfortunately went out of business. So that's a shame.
Huh.
Yeah. Zach, Cole, let's see if you're good now.
The crappy cut, Fabio and Matt
Excuse
making
me.
fun of it. I'll watch that shit.
Yeah.
Also
I
got issue 6.
I
of
still
Justice-
can't hear a word that he's saying.
Oh, I can hear him just fine.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Also
Oh.
got issue 6
Okay.
of Justice League versus Godzilla.
Maybe it's
versus
just on
Kong.
my end then.
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
What issue is that?
6.
Oh, I didn't even know 6 was out yet.
Apparently, Eric needs to turn up his hearing aid.
Also, here's a message to the toxic fans.
Yeah, I can't hear anything
They
he's
made
saying.
fun of you for Sonic, the middle finger. Yeah,
Maybe-
that's the message to them.
Maybe
Yeah,
come back. Maybe come back, Eric. Try
Yeah.
leaving
I'll
and coming back again.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
you know as well as I do that when it comes to toxic fan bases, Godzilla's definitely up there too.
Yeah, along with
Unfortunately.
Star Wars 2 and Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, for whatever stupid reason, a lot of Godzilla fans are woke AF. So it's like,
Well, weren't they complaining about Godzilla's pink spikes?
Uh-huh.
yeah,
But
well,
yet
there
he had
were
purplish
a group of people talking
He had
about
purplish pink spikes in Godzilla 2000, wasn't it, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, that's the thing about fans. And the thing is, there's a difference between toxic and passionate.
Right.
But like some of the fans out there, that's like, dude, it's only a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, and I disagree with Rambo Raff. I love Rambo Raff, but he said how there, and I think one of the Scream movies, there's no such thing as toxic fans. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Scream. Hey, Eric.
Hello.
Okay, let's do a test here. Cole, say something.
Aye.
Okay, I can finally hear Cole now.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
But yeah, you guys
So-
are saying something about Scream.
Yeah, which Rambo Raff, which film was it? The
Which
Scream
one?
franchise?
What are we in the
Which-
multiverse?
Which one was it where Rambo Raff said there's no such thing as toxic fans?
Oh, that was Scream 5.
Which
Oh,
I disagree with Rambo Raff on, but I think that
also
people there's such a thing as toxic. There are toxic fans, but I think people also confuse toxic fans with passionate fans.
Yeah,
And
they kind of-
I mean, to be fair,
Right.
The Scream franchise. I'll say
toxic
this.
fans usually are the fans like who take their passion to the whole new extreme.
Kind of like how Indiana Jones should have ended with Steven Spielberg directed it. Scream should have ended when Wes Craven died.
But money talks.
To me, the last good Scream movie was Scream 4. Scream. Okay, the first Scream I really like. Scream 2. Scream 3, I've tried giving a few chances, could never get into that one. And Scream 4, I like. And Scream 5 was, it was just there, and I didn't even bother with 6.
Scream 6, I feel like it had good ideas with setting it in New York. But I feel like it did copy some things from Scream 2, which was lazy, but I don't want to give too much away about that.
I don't know. See, for me, I never got into Scream because it's a little too self-aware for my standpoint when it comes to filmmaking, and so I think I don't like that style of movie making, where it's so self-aware, like where it's a real movie, but it's not a spoof, if that makes sense. I'm just not a fan of that style.
Right.
The only Scream movie I've seen was the 5th one, and I thought it was average. I don't think that's a franchise I could see myself getting into.
And then you have, and then you, and obviously there's something else going on with the production too, because Scream now has lost pretty much all of its stars.
What didn't
Scream-
Nev Campbell leave or something?
Well, yeah. Well, what happened was that she left for Scream 6 because she wasn't being paid enough. But then what happened was after Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera left, Spyglass decided to pull a fast one. And so that's when they got Kevin Williamson to direct it. And now they're obviously offering Neve Campbell enough to pay her for her to come back for Scream 7.
And yeah, because they realized that they've lost their 2 stars because they fired one and the other one couldn't do it, and they fired her for stating her opinion, which they can't legally do that. That's discrimination.
Well, wasn't I remember when Gina Caruso was fired from The Mandalorian because she didn't really say anything bad. All she said was I support the American flag or something like that. And then Disney fired her just for saying that. So if you're watching Disney, fuck you. You can eat a bag of dicks.
It's because Gina Carano said
They don't
something.
like anyone who doesn't have their ideologies, basically.
Well, Gina Carano basically got fired because she stated a fact how the Germans took over is they turned neighbor against neighbor. And how is this any different from what people are doing, against one another, basically? Right. And then when Pedro Pascal said something similar. So, and here's what you do in that scenario. If you're Disney, you sit there and tell them, both of them, not one. You don't play favorites, because a company like Disney, it should lean, honestly, it should lean with the values, but it should remain neutral, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is you sit there. If I was chairman of Disney, what would happen is both of them would come into the office, and you sit there. We would say, "Listen, you have your right to your opinion. You can state whatever you want, but remember, you're representing Disney here. So next time you post something, please be thinking of the brand before you post." Basically, it's the whole concept that we when we were all in school, they preached this to us, and they don't teach this to people anymore. Think before you post.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of us is guilty of posting something stupid on the internet.
Right.
And so, I mean, Toys R Us, you know what? They used to have a policy. You cannot talk about Toys R Us at work. You cannot
I think
post.
You were telling me about this.
Yeah, you cannot post anything about Toys R Us. So the guy posted, "I had a great day." Okay, and so he was at work all day, so Toys R Us fired him.
Well, fuck
Because
them too. They can eat a bag of dicks.
I agree, but it's
the one he said was extremely vague.
Yeah, but it's company policy. They said they had a rule, you can't post anything about work. Now, he didn't say work specifically, so I mean, he could go to HR about it, but he decided not to.
Yeah, see, here's my thing. I would say don't use the company name Toys R Us. That would make more sense to me than just firing someone because they said they had a great day,
I agree. But I mean, a business can, if a business has a business can, it's because it's not just basically when you work for a business, you basically what I would do is there's a contract of what you can and cannot post on the internet. It's not because it's discrimination or anything. We're not discriminating you against your personal beliefs, but what we are saying is, if you post something and you're in the public eye, it could reflect badly on us. Don't post it. Basically, I would even suggest that maybe people should have if they want to have a friends and family, account, cool. And then have a public account where basically the public account is, hey, they post whatever, but make sure that friends and family account is private.
Right.
Yeah.
Private to the point where you only allow friends and family on it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who you don't know, even if they're a fan of yours, and even if they're a really good fan, it's up to you if you want to friend them, but keep in mind that, friends, internet friends sometimes, and I'm saying this to all you guys, we've met,
you just have to be careful.
But you guys are pretty trustworthy.
Right.
Internet friends, though, sometimes you say the wrong thing to them sometimes, and they turn their back on you. It's like, dude, what the heck did I do?
Yeah, well, that's why I said, you just have to be careful about that.
Oh yeah.
I won't even say where I currently work on YouTube, or anywhere on the internet, because I don't trust people with that information.
Right.
They know I live in Pennsylvania, and if they know what the business is I am, they could try to track that somehow,
Well, Rambo Raff had that happen. Did you guys hear about this? When he used to work at the video store, he had people would call him at work, one guy even he had to the point where the company had to change their phone number to a different phone number than it was online, which was, I guess, confusing. But because I guess one guy threatened Rambo Raff.
And
See, I
why
would be
was he
ticked.
threatening him?
He was just a stupid internet troll. He was threatening him at work.
My pussy hurts. Wah.
Yeah, he was saying to him, basically, he was threatening to kill him.
Wow, dude.
No, Rambo
Yeah, see, I
Raff
would
has
be ticked if that happened to me. If that happened in the workplace, especially.
Rambo Raff has dealt with a lot though on YouTube. Like, oh my gosh, some of the stories he could talk about, that he has dealt with on YouTube. Like the big one that I can't get over is he almost got sued.
Why? Sued?
Wait, what?
Sued for what?
Yeah.
Well, there was a kid who ended up stealing his mom's credit card, and then he bought to buy Rambo Raff all these gifts, and they're basically somehow the mom was trying to get Rambo Raff for fraud, but then it never went anywhere.
Yeah, because it was a kid's fault.
Yeah, and my neighbors are fucking.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Abshay
great.
looks like a caveman.
Yeah,
Yep, and
thanks for
grass is
letting us
green.
know that. Like, we needed to know.
Well,
Wait.
no, it's
Are they doing that now?
yeah. That's so. If you hear any thumping, that's what's going on right now.
Oh, God.
Well, good for them, I guess.
Oh boy.
Well, this girl could do so much better than that putz.
Oh really?
Yeah, this Zach, you know what I'm talking about. This guy, he's this type of guy that he walks like Mr. Macho type. Like, yeah, he's like, dude, no,
that type, yeah.
yeah, dude, nobody cares. Like, yeah, yeah, and his girl, she is very attractive. But I just have the problem that she's 22, so I wouldn't go after her. But
Right.
because she's 22, and if I'm going to date a 22-year-old, you got to be pretty mature for 22.
Right. Hey, Winter King, you're watching Dragon Ball Z. That's cool. Welcome.
Cool.
But yeah, like I told you about those. I know I seem to talk about this ad nauseum, but when it comes to those trolls from last year, I would not put it past them to call my workplace.
Oh yeah.
So that's why
Well-
I won't put any of that information out there.
Oh yeah. Well, Eric,
Yeah.
I know you've dealt with a lot of trolls on the internet.
I have like I made channel rules, but yet I would have trolls deliberately break those rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was that one time when I did like that 9-hour live stream. You and I were talking about something, and then there was that troll who came in, and then that's exactly why I don't leave the link to join in the live chat now.
Yeah.
Well, I know Zach. I mean, Zach definitely has rules on his channel. Even though, like, you're pretty open with. You have a pretty open discussion. We can talk about whatever, but
Right.
you just don't leave the link public. So
Oh, you mean for the panel?
yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean,
See, and
granted, they're backstage either way. Like, I could just boot them out from there, right?
Right. I mean, and I definitely, I don't mind leaving the link public because, I'll just tell everybody to make fun of the trolls
Yep.
because guess what? I mean, trolls are insecure. At the end of the day,
Uh-huh.
they're just pathetic losers. So the best way to counteract them is just to make fun of them. You know, and like, yeah, you could ignore them, but sometimes if you act like you just don't care, sometimes it's weird. You have to act like you don't care, but make fun of them too, because
Yeah, kind of like how Fabio does. I think he does it perfectly.
right.
Fabio's the
Fa-
funniest fucking guy on the internet.
Yeah.
yeah, Eric, I would love to. I've been trying. We need to get Fabio for sit down by the fire.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Um, like Fabio should do stand up.
That would be awesome.
Um, some we need to try to convince him to do that. See if he could do it. Like Zach, you guys live in the same. You guys live in the same general area. There's comedy clubs in your areas where Fabio could do open mic night, right?
That would be hilarious.
Like
Him at a comedy show. I actually know of a place.
you well, maybe you should tell Fabio to do it for open mic night. You know, because I think Fabio would be a very good stand-up comedian.
Yeah. I think he would too.
You know what? I'm going to say this: like Fabio, because he doesn't give a crap. He could be one of the actually very funny stand-up comedians now, like a new George Carlin or Richard Pryor. You know.
Yeah.
And since Cole said he's the funniest guy on the internet, I'm sure Cole agrees.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. But and then he could even tell stories about his troll, and then he could even tell stories about his troll, Sterling Rivera.
Is Sterling
You know-
Rivera, is that the one he refers to as shit stain?
Yeah. Yeah, the guy who made hate videos about him. As a matter of fact, Eric, you've been on YouTube a long time. Have you ever had anybody make a? I mean, besides John, besides what pisses me off, have you ever had anybody make a hate video about you besides him?
Yeah, I've had other people make hate videos about me. Like 2010, 2011, I remember people made hate videos about me saying that they thought that I was annoying. But John Ferreira, yeah, he definitely was the most angry out of all of them.
Yeah. You want to tell them what that drama was about?
Oh boy.
Oh my god, this was petty. So, do any of you know who John Ferreira, aka What Pisses Me Off, is?
I don't think so.
Okay, so him and I met off of YouTube way back in like 2010, and him and I did not have conflict for the longest time. But it wasn't until Spider-Man No Way Home was announced, and with all the rumors about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield being in the movie, John was convinced that they weren't in the movie, while I thought that they were. And John would start really heated arguments with me about it. He would insult me about it, and I would tell him, dude, stop.
That is petty. Like, who cares?
Right, exactly. It is. It's like, dude, you're a grown-ass man arguing about Spider-Man?
You're arguing about whether or not someone is actually in a movie. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
what a dumbass.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
go figure. I was right, and they weren't in the movie.
He probably
Like, who
heated his-
cares?
His mom,
it's
he's
like,
probably
it's like, dude, I get it. You're a passionate fan, but dude, that's taking it to the extreme.
And
And
I
so-
guess he got really mad when he found out that you were right.
Yep. And then what happened was afterwards he said, "Man, I feel like too much of an asshole to watch the movie now. And I was blunt and I was like, that's your own goddamn fault.
Yes,
And
that's
I do
right.
Yeah,
not
just
feel sorry
Stop
for
thinking
him.
that
Oh,
you
yeah.
know it all.
Oh, yeah. Exactly, you know. John was acting like a know-it-all. And like, John's main argument was, yeah, Andrew Garfield said they are not in the movie. I'm like, dude,
Of course
you
he's gonna
don't
say that.
understand that actors like that, like, will sign contracts saying that they can't reveal spoilers because if they do, they'll get in trouble.
Yeah, they'll get
fired.
fined.
Yeah, they'll get fined and they'll lose their jobs, and they don't want that.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain that to John, but John was being just such a know-it-all about it. And so I also used to do these really shitty fan films with him. Oh my God. Like, these fan films that I used to do with him, they make Ed Wood movies look like masterpieces.
Oh,
And
God.
I just said that. Like, case in point, like in one of the Halloween fan films that I did with him, so there's a shot where I'm wearing like a black tank top shirt, and then cut to the very next shot of me kicking Michael Myers, me wearing like a white short sleeve shirt. It's like, dude, that continuity, like, oh my God. And
You're right.
and
Like,
on top of that,
some people have no concept of continuity when filming.
oh, definitely not.
Tell-
And one of his vampire movies.
Oh.
So what I did like was that I ordered like these fangs for the movie, but John was being so impatient with it. He was like, "Dude, just film it now. Just use paper fangs."
Oh my God.
Wow.
What an idiot.
And then what happened was I filmed it with the paper fangs, but it looked god awful. And I was like, dude, these paper fangs are god awful. I think it would be worth to wait just 2 to 3 more days, like, for the fangs that I ordered, like, to come in the mail. But he was like,
Yeah,
no,
like, why
dude,
rush
it's fine.
it?
It looks great. It's like, no, dude. Those paper fangs look god awful. And Junebug even saw those paper fangs, and they look awful, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So he just
Listen.
wanted to rush you, essentially,
Yeah.
is what he was doing.
Yeah, and because of that, oh boy, the movie suffered.
Well,
Well,
that reminds me of Mono, Junebug.
oh,
Because he's like, oh, because I remember when I released Ardening 6 a few years back, he's like, why do these take so long to come out? I don't get it. Like, these take like 2 days to make or something like that. It's like, dude, there's no way you actually believe that.
if you make a movie in 2 days, then, I mean, either you're Roger Corman,
Really shitty movie.
well, like Roger Corman did that, but you're not Roger Corman.
Yeah.
And even then, Roger Corman can at least admit that his movies weren't the best in the world, but he did it.
Right.
And-
Right.
John
And
Ferrara is so delusional, like, where he thinks that he's actually making like really good movies. And yeah, and here's the absurd part. So I was trying to make a deal like with John Ferrara. I said, okay, I will get you connections to Kane Hodder so that you can have Kane Hodder be in your movies as long as you take the hate video down that you made about me. You won't believe what John Ferrara said. He said, "Yeah, I don't want anybody from Hollywood ruining my movies." When John's a hypocrite for that, because he said that The Dark Knight is his favorite movie, and that has plenty of people from Hollywood in it.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of hypocritical.
It is.
Well-
And on top of that, John also made videos saying how bullying is bad. but yet John would bully me about Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's that's so funny to me, actually. Like, I mean,
He's a hypocrite, dude.
yeah.
Well, you know what? I think I know where a future for John Ferrera's career as far as filmmaking is.
In the trash.
No, he can make cornos.
I mean, seeing
I mean, hey, whatever makes it money, I guess.
Oh my God! So get this. John Ferrera made a Batman movie that's even worse than Batman and Robin.
Oh God, what is it called?
I don't remember what it's called, but at least with Batman and Robin, at least it had more of a plot. At least things would happen.
He made his Batman. I mean, his movies. I'm gonna say this. I have no problem saying it. John
Go right
Ferrera.
ahead. John's a
John-
douchebag anyway.
John Ferrera is the new generation Ed Wood. He makes Uwe Boll look like Orson Welles.
Oh God, that sounds
And-
bad.
And even that is an insult to Uwe Boll.
Oh yeah. Well, listen, I actually would love this. Just to see what he says. I would love Rambo Raff to review one of his movies and have him rant on it because he's that bad. But then John Ferrera would be the type of guy that then would troll Rambo Raff about it. And
Probably, like John's one of those people like where he would be arrogant about it, saying, "Oh, screw you! You don't understand my movie."
he had a messiah complex about his movies, and get this, somebody breeded with him, and now he has a kid, right, Eric?
I feel really, really sorry for his kid. Oh yeah, and when I had him on a live stream on my channel a few years ago, he was continuously asking me for my opinion about Joe Biden, and I was telling him, dude, I'm not getting into politics on my channel.
Don't get into politics. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no
but
one
the
likes
thing
politics.
was, John continuously was trying to push me to talk about Joe Biden. I said, no, I'm not talking about politics on my channel. And also, one other fucked up thing that he did, it was right around when Halloween Kills came out. So I was in a semester of college at that time, and I was freaking stressed out of my mind about college. And John was trying to get me on for like a spoiler podcast review of Halloween Kills. And I said, sorry, dude, I don't have time. It's because I'm way too busy with my college semester. This is what John did. John said, Eric, you have got to call me. Our friendship depends on it.
Oh
So I called him.
A little
and then
over
John
dramatic,
tricked
don't you think?
And John tricked me like into getting into a Halloween Kills spoiler podcast. I'm like, dude, you fucking lied. What a dick.
That is ridiculous.
I'm like, dude, I told you I don't have time because I'm too busy with college. College is way more important than doing some podcast about a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
even worse, that when I called him out on it, he never said sorry.
What a dick.
Yep, what an absolute asshole.
He's probably
Yeah.
upset because his wiener's small or something.
Yeah, and no wonder why that nobody watches his videos anymore. And then one time John was telling me, oh, my life is a big conspiracy. And I was saying, okay, do you have evidence for this? And he said, my life is evidence of it. I'm like, okay, that's more anecdotal evidence, like something more concrete. Then all of a sudden, he asked me out of complete nowhere if I like the movie Edward Scissorhands. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, John has some serious mental issues.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, and then Eric also has experience with the most toxic Halloween fan on the internet.
Oh, the Myers fan 25. So I know Junebug has heard of him. Have you two heard of him?
Nope.
Oh my God. So, okay, so Darnell is similar to John Ferreira, like where he tries to act like a know-it-all, where Darnell constantly would beg me like to Skype with him. He would say, dude, it's really important. And me living the life that I do, I don't always just have time like to Skype with people. So then I would find time to Skype with him. It would always be about why I should like Halloween 6, why I should dislike Halloween H2O, why I should like Halloween Resurrection, why that I should want a Halloween 9 instead of a reboot or whatever. And it would always be about why I should dislike John Carpenter. It's like, dude, I get it. You're a passionate fan, but that's petty. There are way more important things than about any of that. And then Darnold's argument was, well, it's important to me. It's like, okay, if it's only important to you and not to everyone else,
Then
it's
keep it
not
to yourself.
that important.
Yeah.
And get this. In his Facebook group, Horror in Haddonfield, there was this poll asking people what they would want for the Halloween franchise: a reboot, sequel, prequel, whatever. And so I voted Halloween reboot.
And let me guess, he got mad at the results.
Oh, he got so offended by that, and he was calling me a bad friend.
Oh
and
my
He would
goodness.
say, "Yeah, Eric, you need to watch what you say." And then it got to the point like where he was trying to emotionally manipulate me into getting me to want to say I want a Halloween 9. It's like,
Well,
dude,
if
you're
that's not your
way
opinion-
too invested into Halloween, dude. You're way too invested.
It sounds like he needs to accept that not everyone's going to have the same opinions.
Yeah, and on top of that, business-wise, it makes sense why they went with a remake instead of a sequel to Resurrection, because Halloween Resurrection underperformed at the box office, and at that time, remakes were making crazy money. And then go figure, when they remade Halloween, because of that trend, Halloween 2007, whether you like it or not, made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Darnell needs to seriously accept the fact that Halloween 9 at this point, it probably is not going to happen, especially because Halloween Resurrection came out over 20 years ago now, and at this point, it's more so the fans who know about that movie when the general public doesn't. So yeah, it's like, dude, dude, just because there's not a Halloween 9, it doesn't mean like that it's the end of the world. Life goes on. Get over it.
Yeah, I remember back in my childhood, I was really hoping for Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, and I mean, there's still talks about that happening, but like at the time, it didn't happen. Back in like 2010, 2011, when it was supposed to happen.
Because it was
Right. Exactly. Like you wanted to happen, and it did not happen.
And
And
I
rather
just
than
moved on to
starting
other
petty
things.
drama about it, you moved on.
Yeah, I just moved on to other things.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
And it
exactly,
sounds like
like-
that Darnell just can't move on from that.
Look, there are
This is-
movies I want to see that never got made, like the canceled Godzilla versus the Griffin American movie directed by John DeBont in the 90s, but you don't see me crying about it on the internet like, oh my God, this didn't happen. Like, no, I'm a grown man.
Exactly. You accepted it like a grown-ass man, and you moved on. And this is what Darnell does not understand. Darnell thinks that he's Malik Akkad, like where he gets to have all the say about what happens to the Halloween franchise, when this is hard for him to accept, but at the end of the day, he's just a consumer.
Well,
And because he's just a consumer, he does not have that say what gets to happen to the Halloween franchise. And if he truly wants to have that say about what's going to happen to the franchise, well, then he should get a degree in business, get a degree in filmmaking, then have a talk with Malik Akkad. If he's not going to do that, then shut the fuck up.
Right.
Well, and he even interviews people, okay? And his
they are cringe.
Yeah, he shows, as Eric and I, as people who do interview people on our channels, they are cringe. I'll say it. He made Tom McLaughlin, like, you watch that interview, he is extremely uncomfortable in that interview. Because he just started being himself in it. When you're interviewing people, especially people in the industry, be professional. Like, it's okay to make jokes, but read the room. If they're not laughing at your joke, say, oh, I'm sorry, duh. Funny, that was meant to be a joke, And then you could choose to edit it out.
And I believe that he interviewed Adam Marcus, and nowadays his interview with Adam Marcus isn't even on his channel anymore.
Yeah, and we just interviewed Adam Marcus, so what's that? That's actually getting a lot of views, actually. So,
that's good to hear.
At it.
Darnell starting all that drama with me, it got to the point like where it was mentally exhausting me, and it got to the point like where it caused me like to have a break from the Halloween franchise.
Yeah, I don't blame.
But yeah, whatever you do, stay as far away from Myers Fan 25 as possible. Stay as far away from what pisses me off as possible. Like, back when Halloween 2018 was coming out, he was constantly complaining about how it's not Halloween 9.
Oh my God.
It's like, dude, the movie not being Halloween 9 doesn't automatically mean it is bad. It's like, dude, you seriously need to get over it, dude. Halloween 9 is not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen, because Halloween Resurrection, that was bad enough.
Yeah, it was, and besides, even if they did make Halloween 9, that automatically wouldn't mean it's a good movie just because it's Halloween 9.
Right.
Because here's the thing, like, Halloween Resurrection was so disrespectful, because at like the first 20 minutes, they kill off Jamie Lee Curtis's character in the most stupid way possible, and she's not in it for the rest of the movie. I don't think people want to see a Halloween movie without Jamie Lee Curtis.
You know what I would say to Darnell if he really wants it that bad?
What?
Make a fan film.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
There you
I mean, considering how bad Darnell's fan rap was, his fan film probably would be just as bad as John's.
Well, guess what? At least Darnell can not complain about it, because you want to know something about scripts? Yes, after they are not made, basically they fall into a relapse where nobody owns them, where they're public domain but not public domain, if that makes any sense. So then, therefore, the script is out there for Halloween 9, right?
Yeah.
Make that. Now you're gonna have to make some changes to avoid getting sued, but you could use the same story and say this is a fan film, and then he could do it, and then if fans say it sucks, then maybe Halloween 9 wasn't meant to be. But then he'd probably be the type to, oh, you guys just don't understand filmmaking or something like that.
Yeah, knowing Darnell, he probably would try to find some sort of justification. But yeah, John and Darnell both have the characteristics like where they're very argumentative. And both of them have that superiority complex where they always have to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
old debacle.
Yeah, I can't believe Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire comes out next Friday.
I
Yeah.
would
Oh
to
yeah,
see that
I
sometime
am
soon.
pretty pumped for it.
I would love to see that next week, but I got some stuff going on, so I'm probably gonna see it Wednesday the week after.
Yeah, I'll probably see it sometime after Goosebumps 3 happens. Then when it will be released on, I don't know.
I don't think that's gonna happen because, like, didn't the second underperform or something like that?
can somebody look up how much it cost and how much it made? The second.
Hey, what's up, Kyle Keith? You guys are still
How much?
streaming?
What cost
Yeah,
are
I might be
Ghostbusters.
wrapping up in the next like 10
Goosebumps.
minutes. Next 15, 20 minutes or so, I'll be wrapping up.
Darn,
Yeah.
Andrew did.
Well, that's okay by me because, I have to go to bed because I got work tomorrow. So I'll probably once we end the stream, I'll probably get ready for bed at like 8:55. So
I hear you.
Hey, Cole.
remember that canceled Hulk movie I mentioned that would have been directed by Jonathan Hensley, Punisher 2004 director?
Yeah.
Well, Steve Johnson's VFX team were going to do the practical effects on Hulk, and they built like an actual Hulk model that was like, I think it was like a 30-foot tall figure, all practical effects Hulk that they built. And the idea of the movie was, so Bruce Banner, so he's basically working on adapting humans to live on a space colony on Mars, which is extremely different to how Banner usually is in the comics. So that was a weird change of his script. And he basically chooses 3 prisoners in the movie to do death experiments with gamma radiation, but to better adapt to conditions. But obviously that doesn't happen. And then the creatures mutate into these bug-like insect creatures that Hulk has to fight in the climax of the movie. And Jonathan Hensley, who was originally only going to be a writer on it, eventually decided to direct it as his first feature movie, which Universal agreed. But then they canceled it when it was scheduled for a 1999 release date because the movie at the time was going to cost $100 million, which was a lot of money for the 90s.
And no, I have not seen Elektra, Jonathan.
You're not missing much.
Right? You're not missing out on anything. It's pretty damn bad.
And Cole, you forgot to say it. You're going to go to bed at 8:55.
Stop
I'm
cussing you too, Zach. I'm not
do.
even cussing, so I don't know what you're talking about, Lookner set.
Eric?
He's just my baby loser.
Yeah, right. Have any of you all seen the Universal Orlando or read the Hulk ride there? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And here's some awesome concept art from this canceled movie.
Well, I think he's talking about Eric. Eric, wash your mouth.
Oh.
Wait.
He's just a troll.
Fight.
A troll got confused. So because you were the one that was cursing. A stupid little troll telling you to wash your mouth out. So do you want to say anything?
Of course
to him?
he did.
Do you want to say anything to him, Eric?
Are you talking about that Lookner set?
Yeah.
Okay, well, me and Cole have very different voices, so.
And guess what?
True.
So why don't Eric? Maybe he is right though. You're just totally just gonna have soap for dinner, right?
I think I know who that Lookner set is, but I'm not going to get into that here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's someone that Brian also knows.
Oh
Oh,
boy, it's that guy who said that nasty stuff, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
is it assless?
No, no, it's a long story.
All right, we'll just leave it
so
at that.
so Eric, I was on a live stream once with Zach, and he had a guy make a hate video about him, and this guy, okay, this guy was probably from, buttfuck Alabama,
Oh my
and
god.
I'm not even kidding. When he did the talk like this, and he would probably miss him a few teeth when he was talking to Zach, and he was probably, couldn't get a date on Farmers Only because that's probably how he looked. Like it was hilarious.
Yeah, that stream that me, and Brian did, like that was really funny.
Oh yeah, and we just made fun of him. Okay, listen. I mean, yeah. I mean, you shouldn't curse, but yeah, no, because I see Jonathan's comment. Like, you shouldn't curse, but like, we're all adults. It's what I mean. It's like
Yeah, we are grown ass men, dude.
Right. I mean, I don't do it that much, but
you can't.
still.
Yeah, but some people have a mouth on them, and
This
yeah,
generation is so soft.
yeah. And guess what? Eric. But I'll admit it. Sometimes you do. You can admit it. Sometimes you probably do need to wash your mouth out, right?
Sometimes.
Yep.
So, you're gonna have soap for dinner, and then we're gonna end it, right?
Mhm.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure even Simba curses too. His dog, especially when there's a rabbit, right?
Oh, definitely. When I was reading the script, we were talking about Godzilla versus the Griffin. When I was reading it, you know who I was picturing in the role of the lead?
Who's that?
Linda Hamilton.
Well, something interesting was that Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt were considered from it, which is funny because although this movie got canceled, John DeBon's eventually directed Twister, which came out in '96 with them. They were originally going to be in that Godzilla movie.
Yeah, I just can't see Helen Hunt in that part.
She might be fine. Bill Paxton, I could definitely see in that part.
I could, but I think that Linda Hamilton would have been done a pretty good job because she needed. My thinking was she also needed another franchise besides Terminator.
Right.
And I'm like, man, you know what? When I was reading that script, I was picturing Linda Hamilton and Sam Elliott.
And who knows? Maybe if that movie got made and was successful, and let's say maybe it would have been a big hit like Jurassic Park and kick off a movie franchise. Maybe that would still be going on. Maybe it would have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you ever seen? It has Linda Hamilton in it and Pierce Brosnan. You ever see this movie Dante's Peak? It's a very good disaster movie.
Yeah, and it's really funny.
Heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's really funny because that movie became a reality.
And this is a decent price. Like, I got this DVD off Amazon for only $10. This is a pretty good one to check out.
It's funny because that movie became a reality because Pierce Brosnan really did get in trouble at Yellowstone, right, Eric?
Yep.
Oh, he did? I didn't know
heard, yeah.
From what
I heard, Pierce Brosnan, was trespassing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I heard about
So
that.
that's funny.
He was trespassing in Yellowstone, which is like, no, come on, guys. He was doing research for Dante's Peak too. Because Yellowstone is a volcano.
That's funny as hell.
So is he still in jail?
I don't know.
Also, Zach, since the sequel's coming out this year, you should check out Twister. That's a really good movie.
I think I might have seen it once. So yeah. I mean, I'd be willing to check it out again.
It's
The
one of
Day
my
After
favorites.
Tomorrow was another good disaster movie.
It's one
I
of
know I've seen that one.
It's one of my favorite movies with Twister. And you know what? Here's my thing. I might see the sequel. I don't know. I like Glenn Powell. So,
Yeah, I'm very 50-50 on the sequel. Like, I didn't really hate the trailer by any means, but did it look like something that was, like, great? I wouldn't say no. Like, it was a very mixed bag of a trailer.
Right.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. If I hear it's good, I might check it out.
But
Also, another good disaster movie. I like Volcano, but this is my favorite disaster movie, Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones.
there you go. You know,
Excellent movie, but for whatever stupid reason, it's so rare, hard, and expensive to find this movie. Like the cheapest option you could find this movie at is the normal the US DVD, which is like $40 on Amazon. But to get a Region 1 DVD, it's $20, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, why can't 20? Yeah, because Disney owns this. They could put a 4K out for this at a decent price, but no, they're putting their stupid Disney live action remakes on there, which pisses me off. Because Twister, you can find for a decent price, but it pisses me off that this is almost out of print.
oh, hey Eric, you got a wonton Sally in the comment. Would you like to say something to your wonton Sally?
Oh gosh.
But yeah, Zach, if you could find a decent price copy, it's only a US DVD. Check out Volcano; it's a really good one too.
All right.
Eric, do you want to address this?
I don't think he's even there.
I want to kiss you at what?
It's Eric's last name, Vierthaler Studios. So, Eric doesn't go that way. I don't go that way either. Do any of you guys?
No.
So, what's your game here? Because none of us go that way. So, unless locker set is Jess. Then come on, just go away, Shrek.
Yeah.
Go
You know who
away.
I think would have been a perfect Hulk in the 90s?
Who?
Jeff Goldblum.
I could see it.
Also,
You know-
that canceled Hulk movie I mentioned from the 90s, Jonathan Hensley directed one. Billy Crudup was considered to play the Hulk.
I can't see that.
That was only a rumor, not official casting.
Tom Cruise was considered to play Iron Man. I could actually see it.
And Quentin
I would-
Tarantino
that
was
would be
going to
cool.
direct that too and make it rated R, which I don't know.
What were you going to say, Zach?
I think it would be cool. Actually, for Doctor Strange 2, I remember when that was coming out, there was a rumor that Tom Cruise was actually going to appear in it as Iron Man.
And that ended up being
Yeah,
bullshit.
Oh,
yeah. I heard the exact same thing, but yeah, probably why that rumor got started. Obviously with the multiverse, but before they cast Robert Downey Jr., their choice to play Tony Stark actually was Tom Cruise.
yeah.
Right.
Eric, you have a friend in the chat.
Oh,
Well, good for you.
Do you want to say something to your wonton Sally?
Well, I said good for them.
Yeah. If it's Jess, what do you want to say?
Let it go.
I don't think it's Jess, but yeah.
Hold on.
If it is Jess, and she really needs to let it go.
And the cold never bothered me anyway. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
All right, which movie franchise had the worst downfall in your opinion? For me, the Alien franchise, because the first two movies were amazing and everything after that was dog shit.
Now, for me, I would say Jaws, because considering that a lot of franchises were able to recover after a shitty movie, but Jaws never ever did.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I take back my answer. It's Jaws because the first movie was great and the rest of them sucked. At least Alien had one good sequel.
Yeah,
I like Jaws.
especially Jaws 4. Oh my god.
I like Jaws. Jaws
It's like
2.
a so bad it's good movie.
No, I think that Jaws 2, it's one of those sequels that's not as good as the original. It is still a good movie. You know?
Jaws 4, I
It
hate
was
it.
okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's not like Godfather Part 2 or Aliens or Back to the Future Part 2. It is still a good movie. I enjoy Roy Schneider in it. I enjoy the family aspect of it. I actually kind of like the boat racing stuff. Jaws 3 is
Bad.
It is.
I mean, it's one of those movies that, like, for me, it's kind of. I'm not going to call it so bad it's good movies, but it's kind of like the movie like, hey, let's grab a few beers and let's watch Jaws 3D, right? You know, like
Yeah, it's one of those types of movies. But yeah,
like it's not so bad, but it's
yeah,
like a
but
drink.
But yeah, it sucks because the first two Alien movies were good, and Alien 3 was such a bad movie, and we're getting that new Alien movie that looks like garbage, Alien Romulus. And what sucks is that there actually was a good idea for a canceled Alien movie around 9 years ago where it was going to be because everybody loves the first two movies but hates everything after that. They were going to make it a direct sequel to Aliens, ignoring the timeline of the sequels. And Neil Blomkamp, who directed District 9, who was a huge Alien fan, was going to direct it. And it would end the characters' story on a good note, where they wouldn't die, they would survive and protect humanity. Like, why couldn't we get that idea instead? That would have been a proper follow-up.
And as far as Jaws: The Revenge, I think the only saving grace in that movie
is Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, and I will argue Lance Guest, because I think that Lance Guest is probably the best actor that has ever played Michael Brody, because I actually buy him as the son of Roy Schneider. Like, for whatever reason, I feel that, like, I could see these two being offspring.
Right.
And so, therefore, if they ever make Jaws 5, which I actually would like them to make Jaws 5.
I also would too, so that they could try to redeem themselves, like with Jaws: The Revenge. But to be honest, I'm kind of doubtful it's going to happen at this point.
But yeah, I think a Jaws 5 could work, but like have it be a story about the son where he's older and like has a family of his own now. Like if they do that story right, it can work. Like he gets Spielberg as a producer. If they do it right, it could work and redeem the series.
Definitely, yeah. But honestly, at this point, considering that there hasn't been a Jaws movie since 1987, honestly, I actually am surprised like that they haven't already tried to reboot Jaws.
I am surprised too. Like Spielberg said that won't happen as long as he's alive. That's not happening. He said. Same with us. I mean, why do you think there hasn't been another Back to the Future?
Okay,
movie?
Troll.
No.
Okay.
You can kiss my ass and suck my dick. So get out of here.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody needs to put that troll in timeout.
Hey, nobody. Hey, why can't the troll kiss me too? I want to be kissed. I don't want to be left out. Zach, what about you? You want to? You will be left out, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Some of the stuff people do nowadays.
Yeah. Gosh. So. Yeah, I don't know. Trolls are weird, aren't they?
Yeah, for real.
Can there needs to be that is one thing that YouTube definitely though needs to take more seriously is the trolls.
Uh-huh.
I do agree.
And another canceled movie I'm sad didn't happen. There was a canceled Flash movie. This one sounded so much better than the one we got last year. So back in the 2000s, David S. Goyer, who wrote the Dark Knight trilogy, he was a huge fan of the Flash. He was going to write a screenplay to a movie adaptation of the Flash, and the idea of the movie was it would have been focused on the Flash's nephew, Wally West, who becomes the main Flash of the movie, and the main villain of the movie would have been Reverse Flash, and guess who they wanted to play Wally West?
Who?
Ryan Reynolds. And the story of the movie was excellent. Like, I listened to a YouTube video. That is one of the best stories I ever heard. And like David S. Goyer grew up with Flash comics, and reading the script, you could definitely tell that he cared about the character. And like basically the tone of the movie, he described it as like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1 and 2 movies, and that it was going to be the same stylistic aesthetic. Like, that sounds like a great Flash movie. Why couldn't we have gotten that instead?
Yeah, right.
And then, but no, Warner Bros. Was stupid and they didn't like his version and couldn't agree with it. Then they canceled it in 2007.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 3, that ZZ Top was playing their music. Yeah.
Yeah,
David S.
Back to the
Goyer's The
Future.
Flash should have been made, but oh well, it is what it is.
Wasn't there going to be a Back to the Future 4?
Then they
I think there was a possibility of that, but we don't really need a fourth one.
right
If you
because
think about
fine. Robert Zemeckis said, "Go back to the sequel happening as long as he's alive, since he owns the right. No one's touching that property until he's dead." Which I good decision.
Blur.
Does anybody remember the rumor back in the when Eric, when you and me were in high school, that they were going to remake Back to the Future with Justin Bieber as Marty?
What?
Okay, I did not hear that rumor, but the rumor that
no.
I did hear is that they were wanting like Tom Holland,
Yep, I did hear about
and,
that.
and they wanted Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, well, I heard this, and I'm actually surprised you didn't hear this one, Eric.
They want Tom Holland to be in everything, and it's
They,
kind of
they wanted, they wanted they wanted Justin Bieber as Marty, Zac Efron as Biff, and then Jim Carrey as Doc.
Jim Carrey is Doc.
I
would have
can
loved
kinda see
that.
that.
Okay,
actually.
Jim Carrey is Doc Brown. Yeah,
Yes.
I could see it. I could see that.
Yeah.
I
Like
also
Jim-
could.
Like, if that actually happened, Jim Carrey might be the only saving grace in that movie because
Yeah.
nobody. Because listen, I like Zac Efron. Okay, Zac
But he
Efron
would not work for that role.
as Biff, no. But Justin Bieber as Marty, no.
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 Hell no. Jim Carrey though as Doc Brown, that's great.
Hey, what's
And
up,
then
Felix Knight?
but apparently they wanted to make the time machine in this one that I heard.
Also, something interesting, about 20 years before Christopher Nolan directed Oppenheimer, he was going to direct a biopic movie of the aviator pilot Howard Hughes before it got canceled, and he wanted it to be a drama movie with Jim Carrey, which I would have been interested in because Jim Carrey didn't get to do a lot of dramas, and Christopher Nolan directing something like that would be interesting.
Well,
yeah.
especially about Howard Hughes, because wow.
And Tim Burton in 2007. In 2007, Tim Burton almost directed a biopic movie on Robert Ripley's Believe It or Not, but it got canceled, which I would have been interested to see. Tim Burton, because of the fact that Ripley's Believe It or Not, like we all know, like it's a place of weird oddities. Like that's very much in Tim Burton's wheelhouse. So that I could see him being a good fit for.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the other thing though. With that though, Jim, but you won't believe what they were going to make the time machine in that supposed a Hummer.
What?
A Hummer? Why?
I don't know. Okay, I actually wrote a script once for Back to the Future 4, and I didn't do this to be woke or anything. I made the character female, but I made it where Doc Brown's kids are now the scientists, and they befriend this girl. I decided you can't compete with the DeLorean, so I decided to go the opposite direction with the DeLorean. I made the time machine a shitty farm truck.
Oh,
Wow.
that's hilarious.
You know,
With
I
the
always
trailer-
thought my idea, even when I was younger, I had this idea for Back to the Future 4. I thought it would be cool if it took place in like the dinosaur period.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah!
That would be cool.
So
In fact,
Basically,
interestingly, I read there was a canceled Indiana Jones movie in the '90s called the Indiana Jones and the Lost Kingdom, I think it was, where the idea for this sequel was that for Indiana Jones and the Lost World, it basically would have been a movie where Indiana Jones would come across dinosaurs in the Great Wall of China, but the main reason it got canceled was because China didn't approve of that idea.
Well, that's a shame.
I mean, and also China can go screw themselves because they're ridiculous. Like around 9 years ago, when Star Wars: The Force Awakens came out, John Boyega, a black actor, they took him off the poster because he was black.
Wow.
Wow, seriously?
Yeah, they did that in China.
yeah, well,
That's
that's
fucked
because
up, dude.
that's because you can define China in one word:
Racist.
communism.
Yep.
Okay, that too. And
Commies suck no matter what, no matter what they are. Even though we might have some in this great country.
Right. Hey, what's up, Punk Agent?
I like when South Park roasts everything. They did an episode where they roasted China for their bullshit and called them out on it, and it was so fucking funny where they just roasted their asses.
Yeah, I
So,
heard about the whole
Eric, you can do a
Nickelodeon
pretty good. Yeah, Eric can actually do a pretty good Jim Carrey impression. So why don't you do Jim Carrey as Doc?
Do it now.
Okay, it would help if I had one of Doc's lines. I don't know the lines off the top of my head. So Junebug, could you text me one of his lines?
or put it in the private chat.
Can somebody
Or in the private?
can somebody leave something in the? Yeah. What's jumping gigawatts?
Eh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna head out here. I'm gonna get ready for bed and work.
Yeah, I'll
All
probably
right,
wrap
cool.
it up
Thanks
here
for stopping by.
shortly.
All right.
See ya.
Good night,
Later,
everyone.
cool.
But yep, if I just get a line like from Doc, I'll read it in my Jim Carrey voice.
Jumping gigawatts.
Wow. Hey,
What-
what's going on, Brian?
What's
I know
or
that's the real Brian
let's see.
because he's a mod.
Let's see.
'Cause there was a
There's
fake-
the
there
other
were
one.
A couple fake Brian's here earlier.
Or let's see. There's also the other line.
What the? No.
Okay, this is obviously the same troll.
Yeah.
Phantom.
Hey,
You can go.
You should-
screw off
I mean,
now.
come
I don't
on.
have time for trolls, and especially because I've been dealing with yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
man, no trolls want to kiss me.
I'm sorry, Junebug.
It's because
know.
he's ginger.
I don't get
isn't it?
kissed. No. You know what it is? It's because the trolls are Junebug phobic.
Oh, God.
Oh, there you go. Favorite South Park episode is Michael Jackson. Oh, okay, cool.
Did you? So let's see. Eric, let's see. In your Jim Carrey voice, according to my calculations, when this thing reaches 88, you're going to see some serious shit.
Could you put that in the private chat? Because that's a lot for me to remember. The
Oh,
troll's back.
great! Now someone wants to kiss you, Junebug.
Well, thank you. If you're a woman and you're at least 5'8", blonde hair, blue eyes, I might kiss you.
Wait a minute. Remote tripod. That's Apsher's name.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's the real Brian Apsher though.
Doubt it.
Nah, I think I know who it is, but
Well, we don't want Eric. We don't want it to be Brian Assless because that's the hillbilly troll.
But yeah,
But,
just
Hey, Zach,
send me that line in the private chats, and I will read it in my gym.
I was
yeah,
actually
these
going to
trolls
go
are
here.
just annoying, Brian. Yeah, my
I
Thursday
was
night's
actually
going okay.
Yeah, I was actually going to go here real quick because I actually still have to walk home and it's dark outside. So
Yeah, I plan on wrapping up here shortly anyway.
yeah, and my phone's about to die. So
Yeah, I
phone's
agree,
back.
Brian. He has done too much to be forgiven. True.
Yeah, I feel like crap because I have a headache.
I don't know. Here's my thing. If he apologized, it's like I'll forgive you on the level that okay, cool, dude, but just don't do it again and shut up. You know what I mean?
Right.
As soon as you said apologize, it instantly made me think about how Jeff has been saying to everybody, "You need to apologize for what you did to me and Chris."
It's like just stop.
Speaking of Jess, what do you? I'm gonna love it if she actually turns up right now, right?
Right.
That would be funny.
Or Eric, she'll show up though as soon as. So yeah, if I get cut off, don't worry, guys.
All right. Yeah, Brian, you're
Um,
playing Final Fantasy. Cool.
Just walk home. But no, what's going to happen, right?
Wait, what?
Yep, if Jess
Eric, what is this? Yeah, I don't get what her problem is, though. Like, I mean, I still want to see. I know Zach.
Yeah, I think he cut off.
But yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be wrapping up here. I mean, I'm about to reach the 3-hour mark, so I think once I hit 3 hours, I'll go ahead and end it.
Yeah, I think that is good. So, Junebug, are you still there? Hello, Junebug?
I think he cut out. Yep.
All right. Well, you definitely got to know my history of some toxic fans.
Oh yeah, for sure. And people
But
that
yeah,
you've
don't ever
associated with.
subscribe to Myers fan or what pisses me off, dude.
Yeah, I don't know those individuals, so I'm just gonna stay away. So I guess that'll be that. But yeah, dude, some people just find the pettiest things to complain about. Oh, you want to come in real quick, Brian? All right. Yeah, I guess I could do that real quick. Yeah, I'll let you in for a few minutes, Brian. Oh, okay. Okay, I just got your message. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's messed up. All right, I guess he left now. All right, see you, Eric. I'll just let Brian hop in for a couple minutes and then I'll wrap up. Hey, you there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
I threw it out for a second. Hello.
Hey,
Hear me?
your mic's kind of cutting out.
Is that a little better?
For now, yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what it is. My phone has mic issues sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for letting.
Yeah, dude, your mic's acting up, I think.
Can you hear me now, or is that still bad?
It's hard to say.
It's still bad.
A little bit.
All right.
Try muting or try leaving and then coming back in.
Yeah, let me leave quick and then I'll come back.
All right.
Unless that's already better.
Nah, it's still sounding weird.
Yeah, give me a second.
All right. All right. Just got to wait for him to come back. Would anybody be interested in these type of videos, especially the historical stuff? I'm sure there's some that would be interested in that, Kyle. All
Is
right,
that a
welcome
little
back.
bit better?
For right now, yeah, it sounds like it.
It's a little better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Guess technical difficulties.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but yeah, what's been new?
Not much. Just thought I'd stream for a little bit. I did go on for longer than I intended, but
Yeah, you can end it in just like 5-10 minutes if you want to. It
yeah,
doesn't
probably
matter.
in the next 5 minutes, maybe. Probably when it
Yeah.
reaches 10 o'clock, which is like in 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Because if you've been streaming that long, then yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, sorry I didn't invite you earlier. I don't know why I didn't think to send the
No,
link
it's
out to
okay.
you.
I've been busy, so I wasn't even worrying about it. And I've been doing some track
Yeah,
reviews too.
yeah. I mean, I didn't see that you were online, so maybe that's why I didn't bother.
Well, did it say I was online?
I don't think so.
Huh.
On
Well, I've been
Messenger,
away
that
for a
is.
little while because I've been working and just basically doing things around the house.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had to work. It said I was doing like 20 hours this week. I was like, no, that's
Oh, you mean
wrong. It was
at
like
your
under that.
workplace?
Yeah, I hit my peak last week, which was the amount of hours I'm supposed to have uh is under 23 hours because of Social Security thing.
Right.
Yeah, but basically it just it peaked at exactly 23 hours.
I think truck reviews. I think he means track reviews. Well, just go check
Song
out Brian's
reviews.
channel.
Yeah, definitely. I'm probably gonna be changing this profile picture in due time to like the POD album when it comes out.
Right. Yeah, I'm
I
looking forward
heard
to that.
I heard their new single recently.
I did see that it did come out. Is that any good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's mostly Sunny singing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Yeah, I like the last single they dropped.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
But
don't
I
know if
already
you
pre-ordered Veritas already, which I paid like 14 plus tax.
it's not so bad. Where'd you purchase it from? Like Amazon or something?
Amazon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And because I have Amazon Prime and I get the free shipping.
Nice.
Yeah. But I still have to pay $15 a month to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I have it. I'm not worried about it. I just
That's
gotta
cool.
manage my money some of the time.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah. But yeah, what was so interesting was I got a Grand Theft Auto game, but it wasn't the game I was wanting to own. Someone sent me GTA 5 by accident on their part. And I'm like,
Huh.
really? It was
Yeah,
supposed to be the definitive edition with
hate
all
when
three
that happens.
games. Yeah.
I would
And he's
agree,
already
Kyle.
sending the right one, so at least he's fixing his mistake.
Well, that's good. Unlike that one guy who used what was that? He used his that CD for his daughter's school
Oh my
project or
god,
whatever.
yes. That was fucking an assholish move.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
you're a dick, dude, and I blocked him
yeah,
and
I would too.
exposed his bitch ass on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I was pissed. I was like, I didn't pay all this money just to not get the right product. And he said, oh, well, I'm using the actual CD on all that as my daughter's
Then why did
project.
you list it on eBay then?
I don't know, because he's
He's
just
a
a
doofus.
douchebag and an idiot.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah,
That's
Won't
why
Back Down is their best song.
I'm trying to be very careful with who I
Who
buy
you
from
purchase
mostly
from?
now.
Right. Well, just look at the
Yeah.
reviews. You know.
Oh yeah, and I've had a few bad apples on eBay, but most of the sellers I purchase from usually deliver.
Well, that's good. But yeah, I do agree
It
with
has its
Kyle.
bad apples once in a while.
Right. I do agree with you, Kyle. I Won't Bow Down is their best song in a long time.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's maybe my
definitely.
favorite of the singles.
Yeah, I have not listened to their older material to get a gist of what I get into, but I actually like their sound.
Their album Satellite is a good one to start off with.
Is that their debut?
No, that's like their third or fourth album, I think.
Okay. I'm probably gonna start from the beginning to the
Okay.
Yeah, I like to go from the start to the finish.
That's not a bad way to do it. But hey, man,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap up here.
Yeah,
Think I
that's
went on
fine.
long
If you
enough.
want to talk a little bit later, just let me know. You can always call me on
Yeah, sure
Messenger.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm always available.
since Testify. Yeah, fair enough. All
Yep.
right, you guys. Well, thank you all
Well,
for
yeah, I'll
joining.
let you go. And if you want to call me on Messenger, just let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right, see ya,
Okay.
man.
See you.
All right, well, that just about wraps this up. So thank you guys for joining in the chat, and have a good night. Take care now.